Hey, 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 what's up, guys? We're back with another episode of Versus. I'm your host, Clint Baker, and boy, are we going to have a good time tonight. It is October, which means it's time to get into the Halloween spirit, and there's no better way to get into the Halloween spirit than to talk about Halloween. We got Halloween Resurrection. Erection versus Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Plus, we're going to do a Halloween Kills spoiler discussion. This is going to be a good time. Guys, first I need you guys to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell, tell your friends about us, and let's get some more people in here. So if you got any friends you think will enjoy this conversation, invite them over. And man, let's get into it. What is up, Curtis? How are you doing, man?
I am doing very well. How are you doing, Cousin Clint?
I am doing fantastic, man. I just went and had a dinner with some friends of mine, and doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. We were supposed to get Boudreaux in here to talk about Halloween because Boudreaux Partida, Emmy? Yeah, Emmy award-winning filmmaker Boudreaux is all about some Halloween action, but he's doing something a little bit more fun. Or is it? He's watching Alkaline Trio and Bad Religion right now in Austin. They're playing at Stubbs, and man, wow. I'm jealous. I've seen both of those bands plenty of times, so I'll get over it. But what a good time! So that's some real fun right there, and I'm glad he's having a good time. Those of you who've seen our horror episodes, you've seen Boudreaux, and I'm glad that hardest working guy in show business, man. I'm glad he's having a fun night out tonight. So, man, Curtis. This was some fun. I hadn't seen Halloween in forever, and I sure haven't seen all 15 of them. But this was a fun one because I watched a lot of Halloweens in a lot of days, in a few days, and they all started to bleed together. And I started with, I hadn't seen the 2017 Halloween, and Dustin, who seems frozen right now, he's going to be, he'll be popping in here in a second. We also got Michael Myers. Since this is a Halloween episode, I figured we should have Michael Myers. That was actually Curtis's idea, and what a brilliant one. Before we get into it, though, let's see who we got in the chat. We got one person in the chat. One person. That's what happens when you're 28 minutes late. You have one person waiting.
No, I see Jedi Master EJ, and we got Bobby in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got two. That's right. Hello, Bobby, our favorite patron for Patreon. Bobby, how you doing? We got Reese75. Oh, Reese75 was here, but he's not. Let's see. Jedi Master EJ says, Reese75 beat me to it. I'll second the hello there and raise you a General Kenobi. All right. Hello there. Oh, I saw another. Hold on just a second here. Hold on just a second here. I've got.
Yeah, Reese says I'm here. He's here.
Hell yeah! For some reason, it looks like I only have a couple of people in here, but I gotta.
Yeah, I think it's delayed or something because what popping up a little late.
Okay, I have a video. I'm gonna airdrop into this. Just for you, Jedi Master EJ and Reese and Bobby, for all you guys. Hold on one second, yeah. To downloads, and then it's gonna pop in here, and then we're gonna drop it right in.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit blocked.
We'll fix that. I might have to do. You know, I know what to do here. There we go.
Hello there.
Hello there. Now, I'll get rid of all this other crap.
Hello there.
Now we got to get rid of that.
I think that's the fattest I've ever seen Ozzy.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't want you in there, Ozzy. How do I get rid of you? Oh, man. Oh, that's how. There we go. Okay, so we get a. Hey, can I get a hello there?
Hello there.
Hey, all right.
Look at that.
So there you go, guys. I just did a. I
Eat
just
it, James.
so
Eat
much
it.
work. Eat your heart out, that James guy. All right. I know this clip, says Kaz. Bobby, says Kaz. Hi, Kaz. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. Totally. Have you seen the clip of Osborne using a blender as he blows it up? No, I have not, but I would love to see that. Feel free to send that my way.
One of the best clips from that show I always thought was where Ozzy's on the beach and he's trying to start a bonfire and there's this giant fucking water-soaked log and he's trying to light it with a cigarette lighter and the tide's coming in and just, it's already water soaked and it's just covering this log with more water and he's like he says, fucking ocean, go back to Alaska. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about, you maniac? Getting pissed off at the ocean and he tells it to go back to Alaska. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sharon!
That's pissing on the carpet.
Let's see how loud Dustin is today. Hello. Hey, I'm kind of loud. And I'm kind of loud too. I think we're good. All right. Yeah, all right. Cool. So that was a big laggy nonsense intro, but here we are, all caught up now. So how was your week, man? Did you watch all of these that we were supposed to watch? We got The Curse of Michael Myers. We got Halloween Resurrection. We got Halloween Kills, which I saw in the theater. Then you said, hey, man, you might want to see that 2017 Halloween. And then you know what I watched last night before I went to bed? I'd already seen all the others. I watched The Movies That Made Us and watched the Halloween episode of that, and it was fantastic. If you haven't seen that, I suggest you check that out.
I haven't. I just saw that was on there, and I want to check it out because, yeah, I watched all of those, and I actually started rewatching the first one again, and I just bought the second and third one to rewatch. So, yeah.
So much Halloween, so
Yes,
little time.
I definitely couldn't get enough for later, but after I saw Halloween Kills, I couldn't get enough.
Yeah, I had a great time. How did you feel about Halloween Kills? Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely, man. I thought it was good. Some people have issues with it, and we can talk about why I think that is later on. But definitely, I thought it was great. It's so much fun. It's a good thinking horror movie as well. It's not it's not some mind bending thing, but it's not just a stupid fun horror movie, but it's definitely fun. And I thought it nailed Michael Myers pretty damn good.
I thought it was great. What did you think of the last one that came out in 2017? Was it 2017?
2018. Yeah.
2018. What did you think of that one?
Yeah. I thought that one I appreciated it more after seeing Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
But I thought it was okay when I saw it. I didn't think it was anything really special. There's certain parts that I had a big issue with. I kind of see why they did that now. But
on the last one, what did you have a big issue with?
In 2018,
yeah,
the whole Dr. Sartan killing people and putting on the mask and stuff like that. I just thought that was the fake Loomis guy. I thought that was the stupidest thing. It was just unnecessary, and that really bothered me. Other than that, it was kind of
You feel like it undermined the just the story of Michael Myers, like it kind of.
Yeah, it to a degree, yeah. Like it was just kind of stupid. It seemed like it took away the agency of Michael Myers. Like, and they're that it kind of leads into something that happens in Kills, but it's like treating him more like a pet as opposed to being, he has his own agenda, he has his own things that he wants to do.
Right.
And just in general, I thought it was kind of stupid.
That's kind of like, I was listening to some people talk about some new Star Wars stuff that's happening, comics and books and things that are going on, and like, they made the dyad thing in Star Wars between Kylo Ren and Rey. They're a dyad. Oh, we invented this new term. It's a new thing, and now they're trying to go back and retcon that to where they were trying to say like that Palpatine was trying to make a dyad with Vader, and that what's Darth Sidious's his master before Plagueis. Yeah, he was like, Darth Plagueis, and was trying to make a dyad with it, and they were calling bullshit. They're like, dude, don't go back. If you're gonna fuck up future Star Wars, that's fine. It is what it is. You own it now, but don't go back and like retcon shit and try to change old Star Wars. We've been watching these movies since the 70s and like known this material for ages. So 40 something years. Like, you can't go back and just change shit. Like, and so I kind of related that to what you were just saying with them.
Well, especially for a bad idea, just let it die like metachlorians. We never heard about metachlorians again. Like, just let it fucking die. You don't have to we can be like, that could just be a oops, like, let it go.
Phil says, Punk Rock Phil, who I actually went out to dinner with, and by dinner I mean I just had sake. I didn't have actually any food, but I watched them eat their food, and it looked delicious. Reese75 says, how do you feel about Laurie and Michael being related, being retconned? What did you think of that?
So that bothered me in 2018 because that's what I had grown up with. But then again, 2018 is a direct. It doesn't that we learn about that in part 2. And I think that's I didn't get why part 2 was not included. I think that's like the best sequel, hands down.
Halloween 2, the OG Halloween 2.
Yeah, I think those two went perfectly together. It continues the same night and all that stuff. But that's when they find out that Laurie and Michael are brother and sister, and so that's what I grew up with. But then, since Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel to the first one and it doesn't acknowledge the second one, it bothered me that they did that they retconned it like that. But I can see like they made it work.
I never saw Halloween 2. You're talking about the one that came out like in 1981 or something, Yeah. They find out they're brother and sister in that one.
Yeah, you find out that Laurie Strode was actually Michael's baby sister and was adopted, or she's Laurie Myers or something Myers.
Yeah.
She was adopted by the Strode family, and that's why Michael's trying. So it gives him a motivation. That's why he's trying to kill her. He killed his first sister.
Oh,
he goes to kill her, and instead of just being this maniac.
And then they try to change that. They're like, he wasn't after you. He's just a 6-year-old mind that's chaotically going out there just doing stuff. I know, and I almost killed him myself, but it's my fault, not your fault.
Yeah, everybody in the whole movie's like, it's my fault. No,
it's mine.
But I mean, I kind of liked that idea, except then we look at all the other Halloween sequels, and he's like killing his like niece in one point. Like, he's just going after every single family member, and like they just like ran out of ideas, and it kept rolling with it. But I mean, I don't know. I could see him maybe even bringing it back. And in 2018, they even say like, well, isn't your mom Michael Myers' sister? And she's like, no, that's just some bullshit somebody made up, like just basically tell you like it's not coming. But I don't know. I could even see it coming back. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Jamie Lee Curtis just showing up again all the time.
Yeah.
She was in the 1995 one too, like in the beginning. I thought that was funny, and she gives him a kiss, and she's like, "I'll see you in hell." And yeah, And I'm trying. Like they all started bleeding together too, and I'm like, which one was the one with the guy in the asylum that was in the '95 in the what was it in
The guy in the
Resurrection?
clown mask?
Resurrection. Yeah, the guy in the clown mask.
Yeah.
I like how he left him alone. You know, I thought
Yeah.
that was weird.
And he gave him the knife, like, here you go, buddy. Like, keep
Yeah.
you know. Who's
Uh,
still acting?
let's. Phil says needed more suspense
Oh.
like the original two. I think so too. And there's something that was weirded me out, and that is, I'll show you. I don't know when Dustin's going to get here. I didn't realize that this was a thing. That's Anthony Michael Hall. I didn't know that was Anthony Michael Hall. That's the same dude from Weird Science, and he's like,
Right.
"It ends tonight. Death dies tonight." I'm like, dude, I didn't realize it was the same man. That's like insane to me. I've seen Anthony Michael Hall in a million '80s movies, and I had no idea that was him.
I definitely recognized him, but I didn't place him at all. I was like, I know that guy.
I
from
mean, look at
something,
him.
and-
Like we know that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had
Yeah.
no idea. He's in 16 Candles. He's in. I mean, he's so many '80s movies, and I had no idea that was him. I was like, who is this guy? He dies tonight. You know, aggressive ass kicking guy that's gonna go kill Michael Myers. I'm like, you're awfully stupid if you think you're gonna go over
he's
there.
all about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm Anthony Michael Hall. I can kill Michael Myers. I was in Weird Science. He's still acting? Too bad.
I hadn't seen him in anything since then.
Me neither. That was crazy though. I was like, I was
Mhm.
sitting there having dinner, and they're like, "Yeah, you know that was Anthony Michael Hall," and I'm like, "Bullshit!" And I had to look it up. I didn't believe him. Oh boy.
Yeah. Phil says, "Too bad Donald Pleasance is no more," and I agree because I was telling the kids in my class today, like y'all are lucky. Y'all are getting good Halloween sequels. Like I've learned to love all of the sequels. Like kind of a what do they call it, Florence Nightingale or a Stockholm syndrome. Like
Yeah.
you get beaten down so much you end up loving them. But I was like, y'all are actually getting good ones. And imagine like poor Donald Pleasance, he was in every single one of them. And now they're finally making good ones, and whether whether you don't think they're the greatest in the world or not, they're definitely better than a lot of the crap that came out. But yeah, and they did well. We can talk about that later. I don't want to spoil anything yet.
This one was something. I'll say that.
Yeah. So these two that we picked them because they were the end of the franchises. These were the yeah,
Conclusions.
These were the franchises. Yes, conclusions. But the thing is, the franchises ended because these two movies were so bad that they were like, we're just gonna cut it off and start again.
They're supposed to do, from what I understand, they're supposed to do one more Halloween. I think it's like Halloween Dies or Halloween Ends or something.
Yeah.
That
Next year, yeah.
That's
next Halloween ends.
Yeah, that's going to be produced again by Danny McBride. Did you realize Danny McBride was produced these? Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I do. That's Eastbound and Down. Isn't it?
Yeah, he produced these movies. I didn't know that.
I knew that he was involved, but I didn't realize how much until I'd watched some interviews with he and the director and stuff like that. I thought he was just kind of, because I know he'd written a couple other things that were, like surprisingly okay, but yeah,
Well,
he's very very involved.
He and the director, which I guess I can just put the kills graphic. He and the director, I think, are the ones who produced this movie. I heard that it was made for around, I want to say like $27 million or something like that, which is not very much money in the movie world, but it made like $50 million this weekend. So they already made their money back on this movie, which is cool. Which I hope they just keep raking it in. That's awesome.
Well, and that's the thing. The interview I saw, it was basically Danny McBride and the director, and they were saying like they got to a point where they're like, we always felt that the Halloween franchise got screwed over. Michael Myers was always my favorite, and we just wanted to kind of fix that. And again, whether you believe that they did or not, like that's cool that these guys can be like, I'm going to take my guy and I'm going to fix him. I'm going to do, what I think should be done with him, and try to make a damn good movie. And that's hopefully we get more of that. Like instead of just cramming them out for money. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to make money regardless, but like actually making something good.
The
And
the movies that made us was really cool because they talk about like they made the movie I think for $300,000, the original,
mhm.
and they spent most of the money on just the cameras. They got Panavision cameras that were badass cameras, and then
Yeah.
and the new kind of camera that was like a steady cam that you could walk around and stuff, which they didn't have back then. And you could get the shot going throughout the whole house and going around the house and get that first person vibe, which they
Mhm.
didn't have that. And they said we saw these new cameras. They're badass. We're spending money on that, and they just spent a shitload of money on badass cameras, and then just figured the rest of it out. Like they're like, we'll figure the rest out, and
Well,
it's really cool. The making of the movies that made us. It talks about the making of is really neat to watch.
Well, it definitely shows too because rewatching the original last night with all of our fancy TVs nowadays and stuff like that. Normally, I don't like with a HD and on a big ass TV and stuff like that. When you watch an older horror or any kind of movie, really like the special effects, it's like it shows more that they're not that great. Well, with this one, I didn't notice that, and at the same time, like there are a lot of shots that I never noticed Michael Myers in, and he's like you can see him in the background somewhere, like he's in a lot of shots, just like watching and looking. Obviously the major ones everybody knows, but there are several like I was like I never noticed him there before, and it's really cool. Like
Yeah, the guy who
just
owned
a,
the guy who made the movie company, it talks about him, the guy who started the indie studio, and he worked and he was into distributing movies for Warner Brothers. And he worked several jobs for Warner Brothers, and he eventually got to where he was doing test screenings, and they would poll people and film people's reactions to stuff, and just to see if they got a winner or not. And he would go to different markets and talk theaters into picking up Warner Brothers films and stuff. So he had relations with all these different people, and he had a lot of things, and he knew a lot about movies. He'd watch pre-screen all these movies, watch people's reactions, and his wife or girlfriend at the time said, "You know so much about movies. You should be making movies." And he was like, "Hey, that's a good idea. You're right." And he realized at that point, he's like, "Yeah, I've always wanted to make movies." So, and he ended up doing putting out another movie for Carpenter right before, like John Carpenter had done this other remake, and couldn't get it picked up anywhere. And the movie business was in a real slump because TV was starting to take off. This new thing called TV was really taking off, and so then this guy called him and he goes, "Yeah, I need a movie." He needed a movie, and so he put it out for like I think he spent like $50,000 putting it out, and it didn't do the greatest here, but it took off in England, and just blew up. It was what is it? Assault on Precinct 13.
oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was called something else. He's like, no, we got to change the name, and it won in England it won a film festival. And so and just turned into this thing, and that helped it here. And so from there, he's like, "Cool, we got a name with you, with you directing. You've got a name for yourself with this. Let's do this." And they hit up his friends, and John Carpenter was like, "Okay, if I'm gonna do this movie, I want my girlfriend to be to work on the script." And he's like, "Sure, whatever you want." And he's like, "Okay, I want my name, John Carpenter, on the top of the movie." And he's like, "That's kind of a ballsy move, but sure, you can have that. If you can get the movie made for the budget that I have, you can do whatever you want." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And he basically made all the music himself in like 3 days.
Right.
All of it. He did it all in like 3 days. He got his buddies who were like he played music with and stuff to be like, "Okay, you're my costume guy." It's really neat to watch this making of. But I thought it was hilarious. I was like, what's up, Dustin?
What's up?
Dustin in the house. I'm like, you made all that brilliant like music and scoring and stuff in 3 days. It blows my mind. Talk about John Carpenter doing the music for Halloween.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good. He did Escape from New York. It was actually pretty. Clint, you look sharp, man.
Thanks, dude. I'm
Curtis, you're no slouch either, man.
Thank
you really make that black shirt look good.
yeah.
Thank you.
And his buddy that I was talking about, he ends up going and looking at these different. They're like, well, long story short, he gets his girlfriend to basically like she writes the script, and they tweak it a little, but pretty much get it knocked out in like 10 days. And then he's like, they present it to the guy, and he's like, yeah, that's good. Okay, let's do this. He's kind of like, okay, but he was the one who said, look, I grew up on radio plays and radio things like operas and shows. And we don't need to see all the blood and guts. We just need to scare the shit out of people. I want people to be like the suspense to get people. That's the feel. Yeah. I want it to feel like those old radio plays. And he's like, he was older. He's like, I'm probably the last generation of those, but those used to scare me way worse. Just the suspense, you know. And so they're like, okay, and so they wrote the script. And then they wanted a plain face, and so their buddy, who is doing wardrobe, goes looking for a plain mask, and he sees Spock, and he sees a clown. He buys the clown mask, and then he sees another one. He sees several of these masks, and we all know the story that it's William Shatner. But he takes this mask, takes it back, shaves the sideburns off of it, which made it. He said he's like kind of gave it almost of a more punk look, hair situation, and then cuts the eye holes bigger, shaves off the eyebrows, and then paints it white. And he's like, so now I have this really plain thing. And he's like, first we put the clown mask on the guy, and we're like, oh yeah, that's kind of creepy. It's kind of twisted looking, you know. And then they put on the Michael mask, and they're like, oh fuck. He said everybody, all of them, and we're like, holy shit, like all at the same time, and you just knew immediately, like, oops, we accidentally made one of the creepiest things ever. And then it just took off from there. And they had this other guy that just wanted to hang out and stand around and be around the set and stuff. And they finally were like, hey, dude, put this mask on. If you're going to be standing around, it's his buddy. If you're going to be standing around, put this mask on. And he had really broad shoulders and stuff. And they're like, hey, dude, why don't you just walk around with that mask on for the movie? And it was just their friend, and they just had it. Next thing you know, and they're like, yeah, his dad was a choreographer, and he had a very good posture and a good walk, and so and it's really neat. They talked to all these different people about how they did it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like I enjoy the making ofs. I did it with Mandalorian too. Making of the movies, I almost enjoy more of the movie than the movies. You know what I mean? It's really neat. Because after you see that, and the guy was like, I didn't know what to do. I was just walking around until I saw the dailies. They're like, John Carpenter would say, hey, tilt your head, and he's like, and I saw the dailies, and I'm like, oh, I can see now what he's going for. I'm admiring my work. I just killed that guy, and then I slightly tilt my head because I'm admiring my own handiwork. I get it. And so then the Michael guy started learning how to be Michaels. It was pretty cool. He's like, but really, all I had to do was just let John Carpenter tell me what the hell to do. Walk around and... All right.
Did he play Michael in several movies?
I don't know if he was in several. I watched the movies that made us, and they released a whole bunch of new ones. We'd seen the ones that they had before, but they released a bunch of new ones, and they're mostly horror. They're like, I watched Halloween, and it jumped right into Friday the 13th, and I just turned it off because I was like, no, I want to be in Halloween mode for tomorrow. I don't want to be thinking about Friday the 13th. I want to just be thinking about Halloween. But I'm gonna definitely go back and watch that and Friday the 13th. And Nightmare on Elm Street and all the other ones. I didn't even look at all the ones that they added, but there's about 10 different ones.
I know I'm jumping in here late, but in reviewing all these Halloweens, I really had to I had seen them all, and I went back and reviewed to bone up. And actually, I had Curtis, until Clint told me today, I had totally thought we were going over different ones. So
they're all the same. They're all the same
but
anyway.
Actually, they're not. In fact, going over them, I'm like, I did not remember that. Actually, Friday the 13th is a more plausible movie franchise than Michael Myers, because by the time you get to Halloween 5, it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? With the cult and like,
Yeah.
you can't keep track of who was adopted by who. It's like a fucking Mexican soap opera. Like, and so you didn't know was the child of so and so, and they're
Oh,
it's actually
so
your
Michael's like, I gotta
your-
kill them too.
yeah,
Like,
actually your niece.
Yeah, I was
Dun,
like,
dun,
I was like,
dun.
what's going on with this baby? Well, does that baby come back? Like the baby that's born in captivity, and mom
No.
escapes and then hides the baby, and then Paul Rudd, with a fresh-faced Paul Rudd, finds the baby.
I think that's what they were.
We of course
gonna,
are talking about the curse of Michael Myers. I almost said the cult of Michael Myers because there's a lot of cult stuff happening in this one.
It's lucky that I think I was like maybe 13. What year did that come out?
95, I believe.
That came out in 95. Curse of Michael Myers.
yeah,
pretty sure.
that sounds about right.
Oh no, then I was like, shit. I was like already like 18 or
36.
something like that. Yeah, but at 36, yeah, totally. But I remember thinking like, this is bullshit. But yeah, I think that's what they were gonna go for. They were gonna go. The baby's gonna be in the movie. I mean, that's supposed to be the continuation of the bloodline, and like Did you guys talk about that there was a theatrical production that I
No.
saw, and also at producers?
Oh yeah,
Right.
we
Yeah,
didn't
we
talk
haven't
about the
really
different.
talked-
We haven't gotten into the cuts of the deep cuts. But I will say real quick, Dustin, just because you missed out on this magic, that's the same guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
I didn't know that was Anthony Michael Hall.
Are
I
you
didn't know
kidding
he's
me?
like, it dies tonight.
Anthony Michael Hall turned into a tour de force, a B-level tour de force like acting talent. He's like,
I didn't.
anytime you need a bad guy, like a cookie cutter, like business type bad guy, he actually played.
He looks like a football coach. I didn't know he was like he running around with the Louisville Slugger. I didn't know that he was that was him. I had no idea.
I'm trying to remember what movie he was in that he played a fucking mercenary, like basically like the head of Blackwater. And
Oh
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
And he's like, no one. He's like on a hill or something, and he's like fucking a badass sniper and a tactical guy, and you're like, get the fuck out of here, go sniff somebody's panties, weirdo.
Yeah, dude, he's come
Like-
a long way since
Yes,
chips,
yeah.
dips, chains, whips.
Yeah,
I'll tell
no
you
doubt.
that.
From the Donga
What?
need food. Yeah,
Well,
Wonder if Bender's weed is still in his underpants.
yeah, totally, dude.
and
The chicks, they cannot hold the smoke. That was one of his lines.
dude, if he looks like that, Bill Paxton must look real old right now.
Bill Paxton is dead.
Oh, I didn't know
Bill
that.
Pullman.
No,
we
but
should find out.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about
Bill
Chet.
Pullman.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
Chet.
I was gonna say Bill Paxton's probably not looking good. He's probably looking like the crypt keeper right about now.
I didn't know Bill Paxton
Yeah,
died.
unfortunately.
Chet. He was Chet, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
That's right.
Wow. So
There's no coming back from that, Clint.
no, there is. I'm
You
kind of
fucking-
funny. I kind of. You're right. Well,
Yeah.
let's go back to the curse of Michael Myers, and first off, say that Paul Rudd was looking young. If you guys haven't seen that movie in a while, Paul Rudd is in it, and he looks like he's 16. It's insane. He looks so young, and he's pretty much the same, except he's definitely dialed it in, since then. But I thought it was funny. It was really weird to see him.
The only plot hole, before anybody says anything, the only plot hole that they filled from any of these damn movies is how Michael Myers learned how to drive so terribly. You guys remember he's wrecked like vans, tow trucks, Camaros.
He
Fucking-
drives? I didn't even.
Fuck yeah, he drives. And like Loomis, they tried to like I think it was the second one or something, because he'd already driven like an ambulance or fucking bunch of shit. And he's like supposed to be a kid that's been locked up this whole time. And Loomis
Since he was
is like,
6 years old.
yeah, Loomis is like,
Wasn't it?
someone must have been giving him lessons.
Mm.
Been like, okay, yeah, I think they would have noticed, like,
Phil says he's the best. Game over, man.
game over, man. What are you talking about? These are animals.
Hey,
We'll put her in charge.
what were you gonna say about the multiple cuts?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This fucking movie is a shit show. Terrible. Like, if you just watch the theatrical performance as I did, the, like, spoiler alert from 1985, it ends with, like, the movie ends with, like, an off-camera scream of, like, Loomis, and you're like, the last thing you hear is, like, I have some unfinished business. Dun, dun, dun. What the fuck is that supposed to even mean? But then the producer's cut, what's his name? The man in black that was his buddy all along, who actually taught Michael Myers how to drive, you figure out. Like, which is fucking totally dumb. Like, I can't believe how dumb.
Hey, buddy, I'm gonna teach you how to drive.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey. Before I fucking show you the curse of your bloodline and try to sacrifice your great nephew or whatever the hell,
Adopted
Paul Rudd's,
great.
That bundle of blankets that Paul Rudd is like, trying to save at the end. I'm going to teach you how to drive. It's just like ridiculous. But the movie before this, you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's almost like they were like, what's that movie with the tall guy with the blonde long hair? Was it The Witcher? Not The Witcher, The Warlock.
Yeah.
Remember
okay.
Warlock? Like, it was
Yeah.
kind of mysterious and like druids and shit like that. They tried to bring druids in to fucking...
Well, so you're talking about the one before. Here's the deal
Yeah.
with 5, and Clint didn't see 5. We didn't plan tell him to watch 5, but so they just wrote that shit in there, and they didn't have any plan for it. Like they were like, hey, let's just write this in here because they didn't know if there was gonna be
Yeah.
a 6th one. They didn't like,
It's
and so they
fucking
just like, wrote
druids.
it in there. And
Yeah.
like then the man in black just like
Runes.
kicking, like busting him out of jail and
Yeah.
shit like that. It's like, and
It's
all that came
almost
out
like,
of nowhere. Like,
shit, we ran into it's almost like a really badly written like series on TV. Oh shit, we
Yeah.
wrote ourselves in a corner. Quick, get the man in black to come and like blow something up, and they actually
and that's
like
what they did.
like fucking Wile E. Coyote blow up his jail cell, and that's I'm not shitting you. They blow up his
I'm
jail
not
cell. And you can
shitting on
see
you.
you can see the bars like bent back, and he's like, "Oh, he's escaped." Be like, should be pieces of this motherfucker everywhere. And then they try to tie that up in 6, I guess, but they do a fucking terrible job. But
Well,
Michael
Go ahead,
says,
go ahead.
Michael says, don't forget, Michael, hands at 10 and 2.
That's
Check
right.
your rearview mirrors.
check your rearview mirrors,
Put your knife down while you're driving, Michael. Michael, put the Michael.
Michael.
Put
You're
it
driving.
down.
Put it
He's-
down.
He's like a terrible driver in the worst way. He can't run down anybody who wants to run down even. He blew up the fucking like, also, which one is the one, is it 6, the one where Loomis like shows up as Michael's like killing everybody at the service station? Or is that 5? Kills everybody at the service station and Loomis just happens to be getting gas, like pulls in, ving, ving. Oh, that's funny. I wonder why nobody's fucking coming out to give me gas.
Hello, Michael.
Like, Wells back like, Michael shoots at him some more. He's fucking Loomis is a terrible shot. Like there's so many
Yeah,
things
yeah.
about this that are like, it could be like, Rowan Atkinson from like Bean, Mr.
Mr.
Bean and
Bean, yeah.
Blackadder he'd be a better Loomis. But like it's
Well-
ridiculous. And then Michael Myers drives a tow truck out and like blows up the place. You're like, fucking learn how to drive, Michael Myers. Jesus Christ. The best thing is when he was in that Camaro, if you remember. And like, oh, it was 5. This chick, he puts on this weirdo. That's the one where 5 is the one where they completely like take it off the rails. He doesn't have the fucking Shatner mask. He starts out with bandages on
He's
his
got
face.
the
And he keeps
ugliest- yeah.
stabbing people through the head with his fingers, right? And then he puts
Well,
on a weird
so-
mask, and the guy's girlfriend like goes to like kiss him or something like that. And you're like, oh God, it's Michael Myers! Don't kiss him. That's when he's in the Camaro. So I'm like, I think he's just like a regular Saturday night for a dude in the heavy metal parking lot, driving a Camaro, got a weird mask on. But then, so that's where 6 picks up. It tries to. I don't know why they just
Christ.
didn't try to reboot it and just do like a regular fucking slasher movie, but they bring in like the cult of fucking the Thorn.
Did
Well, and
Lu-
that's what's weird too. Whenever Loomis is like, it's his symbol, and I'm like, since when? Since fucking when? Like, what?
It's like the
what are you
Jerk.
talking about?
No, it's like the Jerk. Maybe he hates the Thorn. He hates these cans. He's like killing everybody with the Thorn.
Too many kids.
Oh my god! And what a douchebag like the Strobe family is, right? Moving into that house.
Right.
Like,
His brother
nobody
didn't tell him.
fucking,
Like,
nobody clues him in. And the wife's like, "Are you sure?" "No, I swear to God, honey, it's totally cool." With the clothesline. God,
Loomis?
Quick,
When
I'm
was the
back, cut you off.
last episode Loomis appeared in? Was he in?
He
That's
was
it. Cursed.
the curse one.
Okay.
Yeah, he dies off screen in the fucking theatrical, or you don't know, but
Because he'd be like a 99 years old now if he was still if he's born in 1922. So it was,
that'd be badass.
yeah,
Some
like
super like
100-year-old
old, like when
Michael.
Ed Asner plays a part in a TV show. I love it because he's super fucking old, but he's like still kind of got it. It's badass. They should have paraded that actor out.
He's
like
pure
like Clint
evil.
Eastwood.
Totally. Speaking of the Crypt Keeper. Sorry to bum everybody
Hey,
out.
man.
So this was Paul Rudd's first acting role, or major acting role.
I hope
Uh,
he at
Clueless
least got to
actually
do
came-
like a Head and Shoulders fucking ad before this to kind of, prime the pump.
Palate cleanser. But Clueless actually came out before this, but he filmed this first, and then after all the
Holy
reshoots,
shit.
this one came out. And it's his acting in this is so weird to me because he's either completely deadpan or going like
That's
Yeah.
how he is. I
like-
mean,
like-
haven't you
yeah.
seen I Love You, Man? He's a weird. He's
Yeah.
a fucking weirdo,
I
dude.
love that.
But so yeah, you're right. As Paul Rudd, like that, it works for Paul Rudd. But like when he's doing it, he goes from completely deadpan to like, like it just doesn't fit at all. Like he's trying to play himself, and then at the same time,
Do you think
He's
they
like,
tried to the
he's
producers?
coming back home.
Do you think Curtis? Do you think the producers of this movie, or of Clueless, tried to sync this movie and hide it away like the producers of Jerry Maguire probably tried to do to that Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Renee Zellweger in it?
They didn't.
No,
they didn't know
no.
Clueless
They're
was
like,
was
they're
going to
like,
be a phenomenon. They
Oh
didn't know.
shit, we gotta. These dumbasses keep doing these terrible horror movies. We gotta
So,
fucking.
well, and what's interesting is like I always want to like pick a random movie if I see like a actor in an airport or something to yell and be like their most random movie, like not their hits. And so for me, it was if I saw Paul Rudd, it'd always be like, "I loved you," and Michael, or like in Curse of Michael Myers, you know.
Totally.
But like there's an interview out there somewhere kicking around where he's like, he's like, I don't even remember filming that thing. He was like, it was such a mess. He's like, I barely even remember filming it.
That
Like,
gets Will Ferrell. I wish you weren't such a liar.
Like what's Mac and Me? He was in that too, wasn't he?
he does.
No,
quit.
he just uses.
Oh,
it
he
every
just
time.
uses that clip. That's right.
No.
That's my joke. I always say.
I
he's in
love-
Mac and Me.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
That clip. That's the funniest joke ever. You know what's funny is Katie Sackhoff in freaking Resurrection. Katie Sackhoff is in Resurrection.
Katie Sackhoff.
She is
Who
Kara
is she?
Thrice from Battlestar Galactica. She is Bo-Katan
Oh
in
my!
the
That's who she was.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
ba- she's
God. Wow.
yeah, she's Bo-Katan and Mandalorian, and she's awesome. She's in a bunch of stuff, and I love her. She's one of my faves.
She's the
I
best.
Yeah,
love her, and she's awesome. But like she was in this, and she was acting really. You know, you're talking about like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, he's either, yeah, like she was really weird. She's like, and she was doing this stuff with her mouth, like she like had her mouth open, was like
She has a big mouth.
smiling. and
Not
just
to make
doing-
it weird. Not to make it weird, but she is one of those like. She's very attractive. She's one
Yeah.
of my favorite actresses. I love her in Longmire, but she's kind of got a horse face a little bit.
But she's got
She's a
well,
big mouth ass.
kind of like the girl from The Craft who was like had like this
Yeah.
teeth, like
Yeah.
crazy
yeah, there you
teeth.
go.
She was like, hey, come on, let's go to this party. You know, like Yeah, like grinding her teeth. I was like, is she on meth?
Yeah, like
she's
she
like
rubbed
grinding
a
her
li-
teeth.
like she
She's-
rubbed a little meth
Yeah,
up
she
in
was
there.
like, she was doing it like it was a little bit of extra. Like she's doing a little more mouth movement than
What-
needed to happen. And I was like, is she just being quirky? Like she got cast as the quirky fun character, and she's doing the fun teenage quirky thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is it? And then she mellowed out after a while, but it was weird. But like I said, I love her to death. I follow her on social media, going through just normal things in life that she does, and she's just like a fascinating, good person. She just looks like the nicest human being. She's great. So I back her.
And she found her roles because she's definitely good at playing a badass. She was like this bubbly person in Resurrection. It did not fit her, but like she's great at playing a badass.
She's got range too. Like if you see her in Longmire, she plays a deputy, but it's like a complicated like role, and she like really threads this needle of having like sexual tension with the sheriff, but it's not a traditional. It's weird because it's almost like a father-daughter thing, but it's not like a mentor, like sort of like graze the line between mentor and whatever, and then spoiler alert, they end up she ends up professing her love, but the whole character the whole time it's a dynamic character. And some of these shows that she's in, she plays one cool character, but it doesn't get to change very much, like Starbuck or whatever.
So I honestly thought you were going to say, Dustin, whenever you're like, spoiler alert, you said it very nicely. You were like, she professes her love. I thought you were going to be like, spoiler alert, he takes her to Bone Town. But,
Yeah. takes her to the boneyard.
Come on, guys. This is a family show. That's about as
we were talking about
That's about as PG as you guys get.
This is a family show that goes 4 hours till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Check it out. We got some comments here. Reese75 says 5 is the one with 2 actors playing Michael.
Oh, nice. You are fucking learned, friend.
And then Phil says 12 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Silver Shamrock.
What is that?
Halloween 3.
Oh.
12 more days till Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween. 12 more days till
I didn't know if we were going to go into that.
Turn it off.
I was thinking what they should have done. Yeah, fuck yeah, H2O.
H2O, says Reese75.
But you can't bring me down, but you can't bring me. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the movie H2O.
Yeah,
Sorry. My bad.
But I like where your head's at.
Yeah. Thought you were talking about the fucking brothers, man.
And Phil says, does he play this lovable loser that finds his way in the end? I'm guessing he's talking
Kinda
about.
does.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. And,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Michael Myers. He kind of does.
Kinda
A
does.
creepy, lovable loser.
Super duper creepy. Hey,
And then Reese says, I mean, she's no Sarah Jessica Parker. Speaking of horse faces, is what you're getting
that's
at.
what-
That's I didn't say it. It was Family Guy that says her face looks like a foot, and everybody just stops
yeah.
and thinks about it. Poor Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker. She'll have to.
Poor
she'll have
Ferris.
to cry into her as she lays her head on
Bags
her
of
like
money.
$90 million that
As she
she's
swims
probably
in
worth.
her fucking Scrooge McDuck fucking pool of money. Poor fucking Ferris Bueller. That's to fucking kiss the feet.
And then Phil Davis says, "Shit, now I gotta watch it, Dustin. Thanks." And I don't know which one he's talking about. Oh, Longmire.
Oh yeah, dude.
Long- not gonna
Longmire.
watch
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
It's good.
tour de force acting from Lou Diamond Phillips.
You thought he was good in Young Guns? You thought he was good as my little Richie
Yeah. Richie!
with his flying guitar.
Yeah.
But Longmire, dude, he fucking hits
Longmire.
it home.
Yeah, he's
You thought
pretty
he was good at
badass.
bats?
Bats, dude. I can't believe we've never talked about this. Fucking vampire bats. I liked that movie as a kid. I probably wasn't a kid. I was
Yeah.
probably like a
Yeah, I got it.
tween or something.
It was late 90s, early 2000s.
Ricardo.
I need to rewatch it, but it's definitely a great creature feature.
Yeah, man.
Ricardo
So we-
Venezuela and his flying guitar.
Yeah, Ricardo Venezuela and his flying guitar. Man,
Yes, sir.
that guy got hit in the face with a bunch of Coke cans in a pillowcase by Sean Penn in Bad Boys.
Oh, Bad Boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker walks into a bar.
Phil, you got the line of the night. Yeah, I think you got the line of the night.
I have to. I
They
don't.
should have with Halloween. What is it? 5, right? With Paul Rudd's in it. They should have like
That's
done
6.
6. They should have done some kind of callback to Halloween 3. They had the opportunity to have something.
That was for
good.
Phil.
They could have been like the cult is why they had the
Exactly.
the kind of scanners hypnotizer fucking thing on
like
the
just
TV.
the whole Sam Hain thing that
Yeah.
could have led into the cult that's going after Michael Myers. Like it seemed like they were trying to tie it all together, but they just
Instead, it was a total fucking shit show. And what do all these cult members get for their troubles? Fucking hacked to shit immediately. As soon as the people that they were that they're kind of worshiping. It'd be like if you're like had like some kind of like fan appreciation thing for like.
I'm laughing at Reese finished it. He
What?
goes, Phil, bartender says, "Why the long face?"
Ah, dude, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Yeah, it'd be like if you had some kind of Curtis. That's awesome.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the way those cult members get hacked up, and when Michael Myers gets there, it's kind of like if you had some kind of fan appreciation party for R. Kelly. He just runs in and pisses all over everybody. That's totally like what it is like. Yep.
Old R. Kelly's not going to be
Old R.
pissing on
Kelly.
anybody for a while.
That's right. It's going to be in
Ooh, gets to be
Halloween
on the
12.
Other
Yeah, it's
the
probably
other
going to get pissed
end
on
of the spectrum.
if I had to guess.
Now, here's the thing too, though. Like you were talking about, they were trying to continue the series, right?
Mhm.
And so they got the baby thing, and depending on which cut, so that's Michael's baby, and in the producer's cut, he actually they have a scene where he rapes, what's her name, Jamie, and then they
At
make
the
it
hospital or whatever.
in the cult thing. It's like a
Oh,
scene
okay.
that was cut.
Yeah.
But but it's never said, but it's pretty much that's what happened. And then in the other one, it's like they're making these test tube babies in the theatrical release. They
Mhm.
there's that end scene where there's all those babies in that green
The
liquid
green
and
goo.
stuff.
Mhm.
So they're trying to make a baby, but apparently it's so he can kill it and end his family line, or so it can take over in his footsteps. But then they're doing the same thing with the Danny kid.
Yeah.
Remember, he hears the voices, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. So it's they're what the hell are they doing? What are they even doing?
They're probably like, let's just film all this shit. We don't know what's going to end up in the movie. Yeah, they're
That's what
probably
happened.
like,
Yeah.
they're probably like,
I don't think Kathleen Kennedy planned this out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't think
Well,
I
we
need
know
Mike Zero to fucking tell me how this one's going to turn out. You got me again. You got me again today, you son of a bitch. I clicked on your shit again. I love it.
Not again.
Yep.
It was said.
It's best described. I love it. I'm like, what does it mean? I'm like driving, shaking my steering wheel.
Curtis, do you know about Mike Zero?
No, I do not.
Mike Zero is a guy. He's constantly got the latest news on Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
But it's never. It's all bullshit. It has to be he'll in detail.
Yeah.
He's in detail all this stuff, and you cannot click. You can't not click.
The
you
thumbnails
have to, you
are
have
awesome.
to click, and they're
Yeah.
like, holy shit. They're like, holy crap. They're going to. Keanu Reeves, Jennifer Connelly, and
fucking
who else?
Gal Gadot.
And Snape
Some
are all going
badass
to be
picture of Gal Gadot.
Sith Lords,
Yeah.
and an Exegol, and Kathleen Kennedy is retired 6 months ago, but it was never released. And actually, Jon Favreau is the head of Lucasfilm,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, I have to watch
Yeah.
this, and you'll watch and he'll say things like and I'm not trying to throw shade at Mike Zero,
No,
dude.
I love it.
I enjoy the videos.
Fucking that's
you
my
know,
guilty pleasure. Like some people read the Inquirer
Yeah.
at the fucking checkout.
Yeah, dude, I back it. Keep
Yeah.
putting those videos out, dude, and I'll keep watching them. And he gets it, and like you said, Dustin, you'll watch, and you'll be like, "Damn it, he got me again." Because you're like, and yeah, it was said that blah blah blah, and you're like, wait, who said that? And he just says, like, he never says it like he quoted it. He's like, oh, it stated that it was blah blah blah, and he'll phrase it in a way that it's like, oh no, I didn't say that. I was quoting somebody else.
Dude,
you know what I mean? But
since
it's
this
Right.
year. Since this year, he has one called "It's Been Best Described." That one is the best because you can't fucking pin that on anybody. It's been best described, and I'm like in my mind, like, yeah. Somebody described it. Like I'm like a dog waiting for a treat. Like, yeah, bacon,
By
bacon.
me.
Like, yeah. And like he'll have like Nancy, like fucking Kathleen Kennedy's head on Nancy Pelosi, fucking that slow clap shit she did for Trump. Like those are his thumbnails, and I'll be like, oh shit, like fucking like I'll click on that shit. He fucking I had multiple hooks hanging out of my mouth for all the fucking Gina Carano shit that he did. I'll be like, I'll click on that shit like 3 times. I'm like, that's that same one. Damn it.
It's hilarious.
It's really good.
Yeah, dude.
He did. You got to credit him for the sequel trilogy. He had a couple legit like.
He does once in a while have legit, but there's a lot of not legit, and like, and you'll believe him. You'll be like, dude, he quoted. I mean, it has to be true. He quoted an interview with George Lucas.
Yeah, it's been
where
best
George
described.
Lucas
Where it's been best described.
George Lucas told Barbara Walters just the other day it was best described. You know what I mean? Like, and then you go like searching. I've written down the sentences that he said were said, and then I'll do like verbatim
I did that too.
Google searches to try to find the article. I'm like, I want to know the article he pulled this from, and because I want to maybe make a video. And I early channel days, I did some Black Shirt podcast videos to where we'd be talking about, oh yeah, we heard Michael Keaton's going to be in this, and then we heard about Keanu Reeves is going to be doing this Star Wars, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, I mean, we heard it on Mike Zero, it must be true, and again, God bless that guy, dude. I'm not trying to talk smack on another channel. I'm just saying it's entertaining.
It's like the TMZ for Star Wars.
It's like
I
more like the Inquirer.
Love it. Yeah, it's like Inquirer.
What's the one in the UK that's
the Guardian?
No, it's
Is it the biscuits?
What's
I read in the biscuits
what's
that
the-
you're
No, it's like something new. It's like maybe headline news or
some shit like that.
Oh, love, have you read the new biscuit? Oh,
You better watch it, dude. We got a big UK following. You start
where's
talking
Rajneesh?
smak about
I'm like
about
trying to conjure.
UK.
I'm trying to
Oh, it's
conjure
the sun.
Rajneesh.
Thanks,
It's
Reese.
the
It's
sun.
the sun. It is the sun.
That's all right, Reese. Just go to your friends at work and be like, "Hey, look at me! I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Dick.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like
Boots and
Reese-
beans and horses."
Reese says when Lucas dies, Mike Zero will make a video called "Did Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson conspire to kill Lucas?" You're absolutely right.
dude. What was I gonna say? Like, there's something else about Mike Zero that just like gets me every time. I love it.
Well, it sounds like y'all
His
are describing
delivery is
whenever.
fucking great. It's really like his delivery. He could do the news. His delivery is really, really good. Like,
It sounds like you're describing like whenever your buddy keeps going back to that bad girlfriend, and you're like, why are you
Kind of,
doing this to
yeah.
yourself, man? What are
Yeah.
you like? What are you doing? It's like he's like, well, she said she loves the idea of me. She doesn't love me. But
Yeah.
loves the idea of me. Like, and you're like, no, don't do it again. And then he's like,
yeah,
oh fuck.
He just paints a beautiful fantasy world of Star Wars, like of what I want it to be.
Yeah.
He tells me that it's going to be that. And
he's got some badass. Like, what is he a force for? He like fucking drags. He drags Kathleen Kennedy like all the time. He has like he has a couple really fucking awesome like bylines that he like sticks to too. That's like fucking awesome.
They should just
A
put him in
force
charge
for
of Star Wars.
destruction.
Dude.
I think he calls her like the force for destruction or some shit like that. They should put him like they should actually Star Wars Theory and Star Wars Meg. They should put them like if there's going to be any kind of like ever like online content like for Star Wars,
Zero Zone.
they should definitely moderate that shit or like have some kind of writing say or thumbs up, thumbs down on like shit.
Ludacris was not in that movie, dude. That's racist. It was Busta.
Who said ludicrous?
That was
It's Phil.
Busta, baby.
Oh, Phil.
We're not talking. We're not talking
Oh.
about F9, dude.
Yeah.
We're talking about. I guess that means Phil's tired of hearing about Mike Zero. That was
sorry,
yeah,
Phil.
sorry, Phil. We're not talking about kills. We're talking about resurrection, and we got
Yeah.
and we got Busta Roundhouse Chris.
Dude, I was also gonna
Busta Roundhouse Rhymes is what
Yeah.
I meant to say.
Dude, I think Curtis, like Jamie Lee Curtis, is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of this franchise. You can make a Terminator without Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you're inviting fucking,
But what's the point?
yeah, you're inviting, a bad situation. So-
Yeah.
And Reese is right. I should plug this. If you go to Small Screen YouTube channel, you can check out. I did a video called "Are They Villains?" It was a series that I started
Ooh.
and stopped, but we did an episode on Kathleen Kennedy where we talked. People like to shit all over Kathleen Kennedy, but is she really that bad? No, she's actually
No.
one of the greatest movie producers, probably maybe
Yeah.
the best movie producer in the history of cinema. And we kind of go over, look at her career and say, hey, look, she did this. And if you look at her resume, it's mind blowing.
And she's got no asterisks by that. She's not the best producer who diddled somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's actually a really good producer. I like your hot take on that, Clint. I think you're 100% right. And I think that fucking everybody needs, it's just like professional wrestling. You need that heel, and there's not very many heels in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
And I think she plays it well.
Yeah, and I hear all this talk online about all of these people that nobody really knows who the hell Toby Emmerich is. Chief content officer at HBO Max, like or actually that was Jason Kilar. But anyway, but people,
Look at the
Toby
big
Emmerich
brain
was,
on
was in
Clint.
Warner Brothers. But you get all these people, and people are like, "Fuck that guy,"
Yeah.
Or people are like, "Oh, Walter Hamada, head of DC Films, who came from New Line Cinema and worked with," like people don't know the resumes. They just see a meme or a post or a video that some YouTube personality put up, and then they start talking smack. Oh, Walter Hamada ruined. Well, in some of these cases they did. But what the like? I've been like, yeah, dude. I've been driving down the highway and been like, yeah, if they just get rid of Walter Hamada and then everything will be great in DC again. And I'm like, really, dude? Clint, how much do you know about what Walter Hamada's involvement is in this? What calls did he make?
Yeah.
What calls did his bosses at Warner Brothers make? What calls did the bosses at AT&T make to Warner Brothers that told him he had to do something? Whose call was it to do this? What, maybe somebody made a new plan
Right.
to do that. There's so many different variables when it comes to putting stuff out. Same with Kathleen Kennedy with Disney and people. You always have somebody upstairs who calls and says, "Hey, we'd like you to do this." You know what I mean? And maybe it's not the director's fault. Maybe it's the head of the studio's fault. Maybe it's the head of Disney's fault. Maybe it's just so many people involved. But we are so smart at home. We know everything, and if we hear some dipshit who's trying to get clicks on YouTube, blame it on somebody and be like, dude, if we got rid of this person, there would be sunshine and rainbows in the world, and our content that we love would be great. All these IPs would be perfect if we just had the people that we want in charge. Fucking people with YouTube channels. 90% of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and we just
not this channel, not this channel.
not that
Yeah,
I
other
said
channels.
it's 90. We're in the top. We're actually in the top 8%. You know what I mean? But
Kyle, 8%.
yeah, small screen. They're like in the top 2%. But like my channel, I dumb off a little bit. Edward writes and does research, has real sources. I just kind of
Gotta shoot from the hip, We're kind of gunslingers.
yeah.
We just kind of like,
But that
Just like
occurred-
Longmire.
But that's
so
why I
Katie
started.
Rackoff.
That's why I started trying to do that series. Are they villains? Because really, I mean, even with politicians, if somebody else has a good smear campaign and you start believing something about another politician, what the hell do we really know? We only know what the algorithms tell us. You know what I mean? Like our phones tell us things and we're like, yeah, I like that. I'm going to adopt that into my beliefs and ideals. And we don't know what the fuck we're really, the truth is. So I decided to do a series called Are They Villains? And we would go over all these people. Ryan
great.
Johnson was another one, the director, the hated director.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
And we were going to do a whole episode on him. And did he really ruin Star Wars, or is he great?
I would say he did the best of the three, and I've got the receipts to back that up. Yeah, I can fucking break it down for you.
We'll jump to that in a little bit because I'm gonna write it down right here. We gotta wrap up on Halloween.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna write Ryan Johnson down, and once we get done gabbing about Halloweens,
the second one had the most continuity of any of actual Star Wars continuity of any of the What's that?
Fucking Reese is cracking me up.
Reese is on point.
Are they villains? Adolf Hitler.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Oh man, Reese? Did you see that Jon Stewart thing where
you should totally do that, Clint.
Jon Stewart? What is it? The problem with Jon Stewart? He's like, people say, could you go back and kill Hitler? When he was a baby. I could. I could do that. I'd be capable of killing a baby. It would be hard, but I could do it. I'm pretty strong. I'm not super strong, but I could kill a baby. I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the video would be 2 seconds long. We would do it 2 second long. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Are They Villains? Today's episode, we are going to ask the question, is H a villain? Yes, he is. Thank you. Good night.
I like the way you said H, so you wouldn't get stripped out by the algorithm.
Yeah, sometimes you get in trouble
Curtis,
to saying words like that.
You do more.
You guys got to be professional. You got to know.
You guys talk with Clint a little bit like when I'm not here. Are you aware how sophisticated he is sometimes? He's like playing chess.
Erudite is what I like to say.
And I'm playing checkers.
When it comes to the YouTube stuff, absolutely.
That's why.
Oh, listen to that fucking subtle burn.
Yeah.
Not to start trash. He's like, when you're talking about YouTube stuff, yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean,
that's a Houston way.
That's what we're talking about.
That's a Houston way of saying duh.
Duh. A Houston way of saying stay in your lane.
Yeah. That's how they say duh. Duh, Dustin, get your shit together, bro.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry for saying that. Yes, he's good at what we're talking about.
When you're dealing with the YouTube, I don't have to worry because I'm not even close to getting monetized yet. But I don't want it to drop it down in the algorithm search results. But there's certain things. Even like I've been calling the last year and a half since the beginning of 2020, I've been calling that the apocalypse. I don't call it because you use other words for that, and there was a while where you would get like penalized or
I hate getting penal.
Yeah, me too. And Phil, I was just kidding, man. We all know you're not a racist.
Come back, Phil.
Come back, Phil. We know.
Philly, come back.
Philly, come back.
It was.
I wanna hear on Clint.
It was two actors that are hip hop artists. That's an easy mix up.
Clint's next Are They Villains episode will be discussing Busta Rhymes. Is he a villain for what he did to the Michael Myers franchise?
Let's
Resurrection.
Let's actually get into that right now because
right on.
Because what do you think of including? Well, first off, with this movie, I want to say is the worst Michael Myers mask of all of the films. He has poofy hair in that, and I was like, that hair sucks on that mask. It's terrible.
You haven't seen, what is it, 4? I think 4 is the worst.
It's like straight up like poofed out, and I'm like, why?
They should have. You can't go half poof. You got to go all Twisted Sister. Or you gotta have it slicked back.
Slick back, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but yeah, 4 is like they kept making copies of the mask, and it just looks like a big white mess on his face.
They
Like somebody
should
threw.
They
In
should have
4.
had him have his own hair, and it should have been like Michael Bolton hair. That would have been badass.
Hell yeah.
It's just one guy's opinion.
Oh
Well,
boy.
So this, yeah, I think that's either the same or based off the same mask.
Yeah.
H2O.
When a man
This is the worst.
loves a
This is
woman. Michael
looks up that.
Myers Bolton. Yeah, I kind of feel like they did what they do in the 90s. Was Wes Craven in any way involved in this in any way?
or Carpenter.
Carpenter, sorry. Sorry, John Carpenter.
I think he's produced all of them. So
Okay.
he's getting his I don't know. I don't want to lie to you. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I know he was a producer on most of them.
Because
So he's getting
it might have been how they do where they try to like, old artists like Madonna to like try to get like Christina Aguilera and fucking Britney Spears to sing on their record or make out with them. They just try to get anybody that's happening to like attach it to that thing,
That's for sure in the 90s
Yeah.
and well, see here's what's weird. So this was directed to me this is the worst one.
But
This was directed by the guy I just talked about how great I think the sequel Halloween 2 is. And this was directed by the same guy who directed Halloween 2.
oh, weird. I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah,
I like
and
Halloween
he's
2.
even got a cameo in the movie. Like he's about it.
Hold on, I gotta pull this
yeah,
up real
let's look at
fast.
this.
Which one is it? The 98? I like how he kind of looks like one of the Golden Girls in 1998.
Yeah, 78 looks fantastic.
Yeah. Fucking
Wow,
81
that
is
is
my scariest
creepy as
one.
hell.
88 looks
2,
terrible.
Like Halloween 2
Yeah,
was
that's Halloween 4.
fucking-
Yeah, that's
that's Halloween,
Halloween
4?
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the 88 is that's the one with the worst.
95 is the one with the
H2O. That's
2002 is kind of scary too.
that's Resurrection. 98 is H2O. That's Resurrection.
Yeah.
and that's a
95
terrible
is Cursed.
that's a terrible Ronald McDonald mask that they got going on in
I
1998.
think it
That's
looks
just
like-
fucking miserable.
I think it looks like somebody Xanaxed out grandma. Just like dirty martinis.
Make
Oh,
sure
that's-
and kill your sister before
A
you
lot
go
of-
to the store.
Oh, it's
A
awful.
lot of regrets.
I think the Michael Myers we have on the bottom left hand side of the screen is
That's the
the
scariest.
scariest of all of them.
I wouldn't want a Shrek coming at me on a Halloween night. Donkey.
Well, and so at the same, so we've talked about before. We didn't think it was. I can't remember what it was, but we didn't think that and I think Reese mentioned this earlier. Freddie versus Jason versus Myers would
Mhm.
work because all the Michael Myers movies are pretty much like serious slashers.
Yeah.
They don't get into the silly realm. This one does. Like this gets into the silly realm like pretty quickly, and it's you just don't care about the characters at all. Even in Curse of Michael Myers, I cared about the characters a little bit. And this one you just don't like at all. And
Also, they leaned in heavy to the technology that was that was state of the art back then. Like they're doing like AOL Instant Messenger and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They mentioned Yahoo, so they probably sponsored the movie. But it was like basically when everybody was on AIM. You know what I mean? Back in the old days, I'm like I remember I had a Clint RXKX screen name on there, and that was very timely back then, which is just hilarious. Like everybody back in chat rooms back in the old days.
Yeah, man.
yeah, I was on Yahoo for sure.
Yeah. And it
was kind of ahead of its. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, and like basically the whole time they're like people are watching from home on cameras, and they're like he's right behind you, and stuff. I thought it was pretty funny.
But it was kind of ahead of its time like that. It knew that
Yeah.
stuff like that was coming. So like, and part of me thinks that there's a very good movie in here if it was remade and not remade with Michael Myers. Like
if it was
something
done
going
by
on
the
like
people that
that.
did Squid Games.
Like a new slasher. Like if you had a
Yeah.
reality game that had a new slasher
And-
that wasn't Michael Myers and it wasn't maybe like I don't know that it
Yeah.
really cracked me up too. There's a scene where they turn around and there's nobody there, and then all of a sudden you have Michael Myers lower himself down. He's strong enough to lower himself down with one arm. Just you're like, yeah, I held myself up and then lowered myself down and like I was like, oh,
Couldn't put my knife in my pocket or anything.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
And
Yeah.
in case you thought he wasn't that strong, they like blew him up with dynamite and a bunch of other shit. So that's like totally believable to me, actually.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. I mean,
he
well,
produced. Phil says he produced 3, but didn't write that one. Talking about Carpenter.
Damn, Phil.
and,
Thanks for keeping us
he
honest
didn't
on
write
that
that. I
one.
thought he did write that one. If he didn't write part 3, he was he wanted to do something like that. Originally he didn't want it to be all Michael Myers. He wanted to be Halloween to be an anthology series where each Halloween you get a new movie. And so Michael Myers was so huge, they made Halloween 2, and then he was
Right
like,
on,
all
Reese.
right, I'm gonna do what I wanted to do, and made a whole new story with Season of the Witch.
Mhm.
And that's what he wanted to do originally. And I wish he would just go ahead and start up and do that and call it something else, like I don't know, October 31st or whatever the hell,
It could
and
be
make
cool.
an anthology series like that.
That's
They
Huh?
could just be like Halloween 2021, Halloween 2022. Just keep putting them out
Yeah.
forever.
every time we do one of these, it makes me appreciate those Fear Street ones. Those R.L.
Yeah.
Stein. It like every time we go over one of these, I'm like, fuck, they kind of incorporated like the cult thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the one, I'm like, fuck, that's pretty good. Like, they keep like it keeps, that's like a layer cake. It keeps getting better and better.
Well, I mean, they had the opportunity to see the
Right.
failings of Halloween. So, but yeah, I think like if they made a movie where there was freaking a web show going on and stuff like that, and what's good is the guy on the outside, like it's this team thing, like where if your person on the inside dies, you lose. So the guy on the outside has to be like, he's alive, he's going in there, to like he's going to this room,
Mhm.
and they're communicating back and forth. Like that would be a cool horror movie. Like, and the people on the outside are just like playing a game with the people on the inside. Is like, I'm gonna fucking die,
Ready Player
Like,
One kind
It's
of thing.
like Squid Game slasher.
Yeah, but you've got you've got to rely on this jerk off on the outside. Like,
Mm.
hopefully he's paying attention.
Yeah, it's kind of like the NASCAR style. You got somebody like, in your ear, like
Oh, yeah,
it's pretty cool.
good point.
Michael Myers would be a pretty badass NASCAR driver. He's had all these
He would.
years. Had all these years to practice.
It'd be like being a politician. You have an earpiece, and then
Yeah.
the people in the other room are telling you what to say and do. Sorry. Let's see here. Maybe he wrote it, but he didn't direct it. And
No, I don't know. I don't know if he wrote. I'm not arguing with you, Phil. I don't know if he wrote it, but I know that was his original idea. Was to do something like that.
I think that would be really cool. They need to do something like that, where it's like every movie, it has some kind of continuity, but it kind of like refreshes itself,
Yeah.
so it can't get stale. Like,
You
What-
should just call it Season of the Witch. That would work for Halloween's.
Yeah.
Like, and every year put out a new, different story that kind of
Mhm.
ties together and build a multiverse. And,
it's like it would be like Tales from the Crypt on steroids. Like it'd be fucking like very well.
What did you guys think of Buster Rhymes not dying after stab wounds? He's not powered by the power of evil and fear. He's just
Well-
Buster Rhymes. He's got kung fu skills clearly because he did a sweet roundhouse kick to
Yeah.
the head. But he got didn't he get stabbed? I thought he got stabbed and like
twice.
thrown across the room, and then.
yeah.
And then he just shows up, kicks the door down. He's like, "I'm Buster Rhymes."
I literally thought he was being jumped into the Wu-Tang Clan, and I was like, finally, you're fucking letting Busta Rhymes in. But then I was like, oh shit, no, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's not in the Wu-Tang Clan.
And Buster
Okay.
Rhymes is cool, and he's a big son of a bitch, dude. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with Buster Rhymes. But wow,
And to be fair, Flip Mode is the greatest. So that he's got that on his side too.
yeah. Let's see. Reese says, yeah, but Buster has the best line for sure.
He also has the best scene. Whenever he's over there cussing out Michael Myers because he thinks it's the cameraman, and Michael Myers is just
I
like,
forgot.
all right, and turns around. Like, it's so great. Like, it
Yeah.
just works so well. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Blah, blah. And Michael Myers is just like, okay. And just like walks away. Like,
and he electrocutes him, you know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, grab the thing
in
and
the
he
nuts.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a little campy. I'm gonna say out of both of these movies, the best kill though was on The Curse of Michael Myers. That shitty dad guy, that just verbally abusive dickhead.
Yes.
Like
That
I
you couldn't
wanted
wait
I
to
wanted to
die.
kick that guy in the nuts so bad, and like I was like, God, I hate this guy. I can't wait till he dies. He's the worst. And he gets his head blown up. Like that was the best. His head just like. That was awesome.
I agree completely. But at the same, but like, can't we dads catch a break? Like, we always got to play
Yeah,
the bad
man.
guy in the family dynamics anyway. We got to be the bad guy. Mom's not gonna, we got to discipline the kids. And like, can't we catch a break? Can't there be a shitty mom? Like, that's why I love Carrie. Like, like,
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
like, can't there be a shitty mom out there that's like the bad
No
guy?
wire
Like, Dad,
hangers. Why do you do this to me, Christine?
Disciplining the
your-
kids is one
Yeah.
thing, but like, I wish you were never born.
Oh,
You and
Jesus
your
Christ.
bastard kid need to, like, if y'all hadn't to come back, everything would be great. I was like, fuck this guy. I want him to die.
Me too. But like, that's what
I
I'm
know
saying.
he's-
We have to portray dads in that way.
Yeah.
Why you gotta act like that, man?
Yeah.
That's-
I need more of. I see your dirty pillows. I need more of that. Like,
Oh,
the bad mom,
yeah,
the
Gary.
evil
God
mother.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah, his head explodes. That was my favorite kill because I was like, oh god, that was awesome.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff with the in Resurrection too, but also not too, but you know what I mean.
As well, yeah.
As well.
But well, and that's the thing. So whenever the girl finds Michael's living place under the under the sewer.
Oh yeah,
And there's the half-eaten rats.
yeah.
And one of them just like starts going. And it's like, that thing is fucking dead. Like,
Yeah,
like,
she's
it's
way
not-
dead.
Like,
That actually, thanks for bringing that up. He fucking eats fucking animals all the time.
mhm.
He can drive
Yeah.
a fucking car. You think he'd go through a McDonald's fucking drive-through.
Yeah.
He goes everywhere
Just-
else. You know what I mean? Goes to
Yeah.
hardware stores and shit and fucking. But yeah,
Well,
in Halloween 1, he like Loomis is
dog.
like, I guess he got hungry. Like ate some
What-
rabbit or some shit.
The cult leader, Dr. Wynn, taught him to drive, but not to, feed himself.
Yeah.
Apparently. Like,
Not to get a fucking 4-piece fucking nugget and a.
yeah.
I mean, I guess when you're hungry, sometimes you gotta eat a rat. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about at the beginning whenever Jamie Lee Curtis has that they kill off these basically, like you said, the Arnold of the franchise
Hmm.
in that way. So she's trapped in a crazy hospital, supposedly drugged up the whole time, and yet she is able to somehow get to the roof and build this contraption out of a crane that's on the roof to
Mhm.
trap Michael. Like,
Yeah.
when did this occur? Like, what is going on here? Like, she's set this whole plan and trap, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, she's got a doll full of pills. They're obviously watching her. She has to
Yeah.
pretend to be drugged up, and yet she can get to the roof and like use this industrial crane that's up there for some reason to catch Michael Myers.
I mean, Michael's been driving around like fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off the whole fucking series. So like maybe she's fucking figured out how to MacGyver a crane.
Maybe the cult leader taught her. Like, we don't know. They can retcon that.
Yeah, they should retcon it. I think what this whole series proves that if you fucking have some iconic thing that can scare the bejesus out of people, you can pretty much forgive anything, any kind of plot hole, any kind of fucking.
Is Resurrection the one where he wakes up in a pirate cove?
No, I think
Mm.
that's 5. He washes downstream in 4
Yeah.
after he's killed, and in 5 he wakes up. Yeah,
To the
in a
Man in
pirate cove.
Black's, to the Man in Black's place.
And then
And
Phil,
almost kills him, but then I guess fucking runs out of fucking.
Wait, is
didn't-
it? Is
didn't
that
eat
the Man in
enough
Black, or-
rats.
I thought that was just some bum.
Huh?
Is it the Man in Black?
Yeah, I think he washes up at that guy's cabin. I'm pretty sure. Maybe,
Oh,
maybe
okay,
not.
okay. That
Maybe it
makes
wasn't.
more. No, that makes more sense. It's been a while since I've seen it. That
Yeah.
makes more sense now.
Maybe I'm conflating them.
Phil asks, "What's your favorite kill between these two? Is it Busta? What about from the whole series? I like the one where Michael Myers dies. Oh wait,
Nice, Phil. I think I like all the kills. I like any of these that fucking where they get stabbed with the scissors. That scares the shit out of me. Any of these, and there's several kills in these Halloweens where they kill with scissors. That's fucking scary for some reason. The big fucking like chrome scissors that they use in these
the
movies.
sewing scissors.
Fucking scares the shit out of me. Yeah.
I don't really remember the kills from Resurrection, honestly. I mean, I remember Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was disappointing, but Curse.
yeah." She kisses him on the mouth and says, "I'll see you in hell," and then falls
Yeah.
to her
Yeah.
death. And then, other than that, it's just like the dad. I remember the dad because his head explodes.
But that was in Curse. That wasn't in Resurrection.
Oh,
Like,
and-
that's to me. Curse had some good ones.
Oh, dude.
In Resurrection, there were some good ones. There was a. How did Katie Sackhoff die? She got
She
her
got her head
head. She
chopped
got
off.
decapitated, and her head rolled down the stairs. That was good.
The fake head was good. I think
Mhm.
that was good.
Was 2 the one where the fucking cop car? These cops in this town, in the town that fucking where Michael Myers is from, they totally suck. The one cop rams into the van and it explodes, killing that
And there's
blonde
a
guy.
little kid.
And the cops go, "Oh, guess that was Michael Myers. Case closed." And Loomis is like, "I don't think so. I think fucking." They're like, "Whatever. Fucking have some tea and biscuits. Fucking weirdo." And
Dude, they never. They
That's
never.
too, yeah.
yeah.
They just need to decapitate the guy. Somebody needs a grenade. You know what I mean? Get,
Wait. But they did in H2O. That was the thing. The H2O had this great ending. He's decapitated. But Resurrection retconned it and said, well, actually, he had grabbed a ambulance guy and crushed his larynx so he couldn't
Oh, that's
talk and
right.
put the mask on
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And so Jamie Lee Curtis actually chopped off
the wrong
the
head.
ambulance guy. Yeah, the wrong head.
Yeah.
And she's so upset about it. She's in a hospital now,
Yeah.
at a mental hospital. Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
yeah, because they always get him. They always she goes over there. He's hanging upside down because she snared him in her trap that she was able to
fucking-
Yeah.
easily put together when she's in a mental
It
institution.
requires only like a master's in engineering.
Again, that's some
And-
Goonies ass shit. Some
Yeah,
fucking
and-
Scooby Doo shit always happens in
And
these
then-
movies.
And then there's a lariat. Was it lariat like this big? It's just a hoop, a loop this big
Yeah.
that he just happens to. She just managed to
The
guide him
exact
precisely the precise size of his foot. And she's like, "Gotcha. I've been waiting for you. I've had this 1 foot circle tied off for 5 years, just
Him-
waiting,
him
and I
and-
gotcha."
Him and Daffy Duck. That's the only fucking people that fucking works on.
Yeah,
And it's a mental hospital. You know, there's somebody up there smoking every 5 minutes of every day, like on their shift.
dude, the coyote on Looney Tunes is the only other being
Right.
that would get caught in this thing, and it was like, and then like she couldn't just go stab him a bunch of times or cut the rope and let him fall. She's like, "I'm so traumatized from the fake Michael Myers that I killed last time that I have to make sure it's you." So she doesn't quickly pull it off before he does it. She just slowly does it and gets grabbed and then gets grabbed again. And I was like, this is the worst. Like, everyone saw this.
Yeah.
I'm not a genius for knowing this is about to happen. Everyone knew.
That's my second favorite thing. My first favorite thing being females falling while being chased in a fucking movie like that. When that happens, I'm like,
Also on Kills, on Halloween Kills at the end, they're all boot partying the guy at the end. The whole town, we got you.
Wait. We're not there yet. We haven't done our spoiler thing yet.
Okay.
too late.
Are we
I
not?
mean,
Are we not
you-
spoil? Are we not
No,
spoilering?
we haven't warned anybody yet. Like, this is our spoiler.
Oh, hey guys, we're gonna spoil Halloween Kills. If you haven't seen it, you might want to tune out.
Except you, Phil. I want it
Sup-
fucking spoiled for you.
Here's a surprise. It's a Halloween movie, so he stabs a lot of people
Yeah.
and he can't die. That's the spoiler.
Yeah. My favorite not death of his where he walks out on fire and then fucking falls down.
Yeah.
Well, I always liked
At
that
one
too because
time.
like Loomis was like, he's so crazy that his mind won't let his body die
Yeah.
or something like that, and I'm like, oh, that's so fucking like, can you imagine?
How
Oh
did
my
this
God.
motherfucker not get fired from his job? Fucking Loomis. Give me a fucking break. And the weird nurse he's always shacked up with. You know that's a fucking weird story.
Yeah.
I
There's
haven't
some
seen it.
broom closet shit going on there.
I haven't seen it yet, but I don't give a shit. Says Reese 75.
It's
You're my
awesome,
favorite.
Reese. It's awesome, man.
You're my favorite, Reese.
It is
yeah.
so great.
But it's even when he ends up. I don't even remember which episode this was now, but he ends up in the morgue, basically, where and like they're like, oh, we got a celebrity for you. It's Michael Myers, and they're like, oh, and he's gonna wake up. You know what I mean? Like
Of course.
absolutely. As soon as they unzip that thing, I was expecting this. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was expecting to see as soon as the thing got unzipped. Instead, it's just open eyes. But yeah,
Oh, shit. You know what is realistic? I just realized in the fucking one with Paul Rudd, doesn't like the girl go, "You look just like me" when he takes his mask off or whatever, and he cries like a single tear, or is that in 4?
I think that's in 4.
Yeah, that's
And then she
Yeah,
tries to
yeah.
like, and then she tries to comfort him, and he gets super pissed. That's just like a dude, right? You made me feel get off of me,
It infected me with your feelings.
fucking.
Well, then she gets a psychic link with him, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, she had that
Yeah.
psychic link before. That's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, that whole thing.
Really?
psychic.
Really?
Totally unbelievable with your psychics.
Yeah, with your psychic thing.
Look at me. I'm Michael Myers. I'm remote viewing my
Yeah.
psychic linked twin. There's a dyad between Laurie and Michael.
That's right. She's all
Right.
convulsing.
Hey, Dustin. Wally says hi.
Yo, Wally, what's up, man? Are you hanging out with Wally
He was not too long ago. He
Cool,
went
man.
and stayed with him
in
the
Colorado?
in the desert. Yeah, New Mexico, I believe.
Oh, is it New Mexico?
Arizona, one of those.
Okay.
One of those southwestern
Yeah.
places where they have
Where they play.
pastel paintings.
Where they
and
play.
stuff.
Dum, da, 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 dum,
Yeah.
da, 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 da,
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Dusty.
Hey. Fuck.
Hey, Michael Myers, you look like a bitch. Yeah,
Is-
fuck yeah,
Is
no.
Mercury in retrograde?
I don't know. I have to check.
I don't know. It's a full moon, though, Phil.
Mm.
So I love at the end too, whenever Busta Rhymes is like, Michael Myers is a serial killer shark with some baggy ass overalls. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like,
Yeah, that was. I mean, just the fact that he came in doing roundhouse kicks is just hilarious.
They're probably like, so Busta, do you have any skills? Or like, do you have any special things that we can incorporate? Yeah, I can do fucking badass roundhouse kicks. I can fucking know this fucking kung fu shit.
Oh, and he does.
Yeah.
I see, and that's the thing.
He's
I
a
like.
giant person, too.
He's
Yeah.
he
So
is
it's like-
big.
Yeah. I think I always thought Busta Rhymes should have played the Grinch. Like when you see that grin that he has, like
Oh,
they
okay.
picked Jim Carrey. I don't know. That was
All
just me.
right.
I mean, who knows if it would work, but face wise, like he would pull that big old Grinch smile off.
So could Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, fair enough.
Busta got paid extra for that roundhouse.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun to see. It's like clearly this was a campier, more silly episode of all of them. But it was fun. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're dealing with 90s technology
Yeah.
where it's the cutting edge, the beginning of the internet exploding and connectivity between people and
Pets.
messaging and shit.
Pets.com.
And you know we're seeing the beginning, so and they're like really bragging about it because they're like, check it out, we're in the future, we have the internet and we can text message people, you know, and they're really showing that off, and it's funny because it's so dated now that it's like very specific point in time, especially for us, our age. You know what I mean? To look at
Yeah.
that and be like,
Right.
"Wow, it's really funny." It's almost cheesy and embarrassing to me because it's like I celebrate it. I think it's fantastic because I think technology rules. But I look at that and they're like, it was so special back then because it was cutting edge, and now
Yeah.
it is not cutting edge. So it's like, oh, it's almost cringy for me. I don't know why. Is that
Well, and
weird?
he's like, no, but he's like, yeah, we're gonna get so much money from this, and y'all just stay cool, and we'll all get paid. It's like, who was who
Yeah,
got paid
totally.
for that shit? like,
How, like, Bitcoin wasn't even invented yet. How the fuck are they,
there was no advertisers. There
Yeah.
was no like, what do you like?
There's no Patreon yet. I'll be right back. I have to go bust a rhyme.
Sweet.
Do what you got to do. And at the same time, whenever they're doing all that internet stuff, like I think like more movies, like I was saying, a good movie's hiding in here somewhere. But like more, they need if they're gonna do a movie, it needs to be set in that time period. I would like to see more movies set in that time period, but like now looking back, and stuff like that.
In '95, kind of an era.
Well, that early internet kind of stuff, because I mean it's obviously nostalgic for us, but at the same time, like you can do it's limited now. There's so much, like you can contact anybody anywhere at any time, but there's certain limits to that, that you can do things with in a horror movie. And this one was sillier, of course, but
Oh yeah.
like after Scream, horror movies had to be like kind of self-aware, and you look at something Jason X, which is amazing.
I love
it
Jason
goes-
X. That's one of my faves.
But it goes. That's what I mean. It goes all the way to that side, and it works. That's why it works. This one's trying to toe the line to still be like a serious one, and still be trying
Yeah.
to like fun and self-aware, and it just didn't make the cut.
Even Freddie versus Jason is like that. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of horror fans have issues with Freddy versus Jason. I really don't. Like, I couldn't imagine, or it wasn't going to come out better than what we got. Like, I think it was great.
Yeah.
But there were like 13 scripts for it, and some of them were better than others. But I mean, like, I thought we weren't going to get a better one than that, and we're lucky that we got one. I wish we would have gotten more, but we're lucky we got the one we got.
I just love that Jason is so like kind of like he's just a big oaf, you know what I mean? And it's just doing what he does. And like Freddie is like, why won't you die? And he's just kind of like, like, and it's super. That's what's so funny. It's like he's not even trying. That's just what he does,
Yeah, and Freddie's pulling all the strings and stuff like that, and Jason's just like, whatever, I'm getting the kills, buddy. Like, I don't care.
I like when Jason slams takes the sleeping bag, and slams it up against a tree. That's the best kill in
for
that
sure.
one.
Reese says, imagine Michael Myers driving a Tesla to keep his stealth and also breaking the lighting in here.
Did I
kidding.
just unplug something?
You knocked the thing off and then it unplugged the light. It's all good, man.
Started making trouble in my neighborhood.
Dustin making trouble in
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Didn't have this problem when we had the green screen up, Clint.
Dustin, that's why we can't have nice things.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Is that crooked now? Now it's straight. All right.
Dude, this could be a running gag where I like fuck up your set and you like
It's all good.
last week.
Push that too. Squares are coming off. All right.
Well, y'all fix that.
Yeah,
These-
there we go.
These squares.
Oh, shit.
These fucking squares.
Look at this.
Uh-oh. Can you see that on camera even?
I can. Not anymore. Fucking
Yeah.
fix that. All right. Curtis spontaneously combusted. So,
He had to pee
Reese was
too.
saying, imagine Michael Myers driving a Tesla to keep his stealth, and because he's a bad driver.
No, it should be a Prius, Reese.
The best part is that the car would drive itself, so it's
Yeah,
like it didn't
that's-
matter.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, you're like, yes, Clint, that's the joke.
Dude, why don't they redo Maximum Overdrive with fucking Teslas?
They redid Maximum Overdrive, but definitely not with Teslas.
Did they redo Maximum Overdrive?
Pretty sure there's a Maximum
Can
Overdrive
somebody
remake.
check that?
Dustin goes over and takes C-3PO off the wall. No, we're not playing that game,
I know
Reese.
not to fuck around with that. You can't do it on purpose, Reese. You have to like, you have to act like it's inadvertent. Like I'm like, oh no, what did I do? Blank. Like,
Oh!
you can like point to the edge, like last week where I pointed to the edge of the green screen and Clint, it like started giving Clint the tick from like Something About Mary, where he's like, what about 6-minute abs?
But seven chipmunks swinging on a branch, eating sunflower
Yeah.
seeds on his uncle's ranch. You know the old children's tale from the sea? 7. Drinking your old grandpappy's cough syrup, are you? Give me that, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
Yeah, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
So sorry I left for a minute there, guys.
That's all
I
right.
went looking for the rails. And they're gone. I can't
They're
find
off?
them anywhere. Yeah.
We're off those rails. That's right.
Yes, Maximum Overdrive remake in
Ooh, who said that?
me, I did. And that was in what
Oh.
year? I think 2017.
Was it straight to fucking
Wait,
TV?
no, wait. You're saying that exists?
I think.
Man, your ass better have called Emilio first.
Oh, there's a hold on a second here.
Honey,
Don't tease me, bro.
this machine just called me an asshole. That's a Stephen King
We
line.
made you. We made you.
Yeah.
I'm looking, dudes. Oh, well here. There's why 1997's Maximum Overdrive remake was even worse than Stephen King's. Okay.
What year?
It says 1997.
That can't be a real thing. Was it a Lifetime movie?
Is that
Was Katie
is that from
Sackhoff
Mike
in it?
Zero? Is that
It's
from
not
Mike
Mike
Zero?
Zero, you fuckers. Oh boy.
I fucking love the Mike Zero's music that he's got. Ding, 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 ding,
It
ding.
Zero.
No, it's
zero,
like a,
Zero.
it's like a
zero,
cool like
Zero.
like I can't even explain it. It's like a fucking atmospheric
Hey,
music. Probably a buddy of his made it, but it's really good.
I think it's called Trucks.
Trucks. Are you sure that wasn't
That-
like a
that-
fucking
that's the
children's
original-
fucking
That's the
fucking-
original title of the Stephen King story. So
Trucks?
that makes sense.
In your
Okay.
face.
Yep. Reese wants to know if Sam Elliott's in the one that you're talking about.
I'm looking it up right now.
God, I hope so. Mijo, his truck's driving itself.
That's what happened at the end of Roadhouse. It wasn't with that monster truck driving through the dealership. It was
Fuck
just like,
yeah,
"Oh,
that was
no."
a start. Yeah,
and hashtag spinoff.
that's right.
Hey, check it out. Trucks, USA's 1997 TV movie adaptation. You weren't far off. What did you say, Lifetime?
Lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was a USA 1997 TV movie adaptation of the Stephen King short story that also inspired Maximum Overdrive. Was directed by Chris Thompson, not Chris Tompkins, who's my good friend. By that point, a decade-long veteran of TV directing. As one might imagine, Trucks is a much more competently directed film than Maximum Overdrive and is arguably better acted as well. It
What?
also played much more seriously without the wackiness found in Stephen King's movie. That sounds like
Fuck
it
your
should
couch.
it should make for a better viewing experience, but in actuality, it's the opposite. The opposite is true. Trucks, which definitely does look like a TV movie, sporting a somewhat flat appearance, has none of the spark and entertainment value found in Maximum Overdrive. Even if Maximum Overdrive was fun for all the wrong reasons, it was still really fun. Trucks is just plain boring and unremarkable, and that should be a fairly lean 95-minute feeling much longer. It's a chore to sit through, and by the halfway mark, viewers will be pinned will be pining for
Yeah.
crazy stuff like a silent steamroller plowing over a small child.
That's
Trucks,
fucking gnarly.
they're
Maximum Overdrive was good.
they're really putting a cherry on it here. Truck's failure just goes to show that while a bad movie can become so bad it's good, there's little to be done to save a boring effort. Wow.
That fucking article's a troll.
Yeah.
At first, you're like, whoa, did I miss this? Was it good?
This was Screen Rant. I hope
Rant's
Screen
good.
Rant never reviews this show, because holy shit, man.
Hold my beer, Screen Rant. Yeah, I like Screen Rant. I like that fucking.
Well, that's the thing too. Is that like, yeah, certain movies can be so bad it's good, but like the purpose of a movie is to be entertaining.
Yeah.
So if you have fun watching it, then it's a fucking good movie. Like that's the thing. It doesn't matter how or why you enjoy it. If they're entertainment. If you enjoy watching it, then it's done its job.
There's no good reason why They Live should be a fun, entertaining, and fucking classic movie. Well, there's two good reasons.
I'm gonna argue
Anthony
with that.
Keith and fucking Roddy Piper.
And
but
just before we go down to this argument, I just want y'all to know I looked at the cast and there's absolutely nobody recognizable on Trucks. So you're not missing any.
not even like Christopher Lambert
There's
or
no-
somebody
there's-
like that. That's
there's
fucking in the
nothing.
B movies.
There's nothing. Now what is this? Are we doing an argument of
About to verse something. Oh, I was just saying there's no. Yeah, Curtis brings up the excellent point of a fucking movie's supposed to be entertaining, period. It's supposed to take you somewhere, even if it's just, on
Shits and giggles.
shits and giggles or whatever. And I agreed with him, but I think I sacrileged at the same time because I was like, there's no good reason why They Live should be as fucking awesome as it is, but it is a fucking awesome movie.
whoa.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I did say it's awesome.
It is awesome.
But
Yeah.
if it was
But
that
it's awesome
movie,
for a lot of reasons.
but if it was that movie and didn't have the two or three performances that it has, it would just
I can
be
see
like
that. Fair
it
enough.
would be like a decent when the late 80s, early 90s, the Twilight Zone came back
I like those though.
and Tales
But
from the Dark
I
Side.
haven't rewatched them.
I love those. Yeah,
Yeah.
Green
But-
Goblin truck rules. Fuck yeah, Phil.
Fuck yeah, it does. I
Tell
wish
me
that thing
that's not
actually
the most
existed.
punk rock shit. Period.
But
But
over the top
Over-
versus real steel.
How can you even
Ye-
verse those?
I don't know.
do you know why Real Steel? Have you seen Real Steel?
You're talking about with Wolverines in it?
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah. Did you watch that with kids? That's a good one.
nope.
I've heard it's fantastic. I didn't see it.
I mean, it's definitely good, like a kids movie. But you know why it exists? That's
Rock'em
what's
Sock'em
interesting.
Robots?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Hasbro or whoever sold the movie rights to Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and that's why that movie's made. It's actually a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah.
But
I've
think-
heard that from some pretty
I think Rock'em
heavy duty
Sock'em
reviewers.
I think Rock'em Sock'em Robots is a good idea. It's a hell of a lot
I
better than
concur.
that stupid hockey game that's on the metal thing where you it's like fucking glorified foosball.
Phil says if you were stimulated by a movie, it's a good one.
Thanks, Phil. That's why I liked all the old
Then he-
Cinemax films.
And he said that may have come out wrong.
Oh, maybe it came out right.
That's what she said. Tom Cruise versus Amber Heard.
Oh.
Amber Heard all the way.
Yeah, and then Phil says Over the Top and Real Steel are the same movie. Pretty much.
Good point, Phil. I wouldn't, because they're both fighting for custody of their kids, and then okay, I could see it.
This
Fair
is
enough.
one of
Good-
those that's like
Good job, Phil.
that's like we were talking about, like Die Hard. What is it, like Die Hard 2 and Home Alone are the same movie?
Or Die Hard and Home Alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody corrected me and said,
Reese.
"Is Die Hard 1 also Christmas?"
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
was like, "It's Die Hard 2 that's Christmas. Die Hard 1 is not Christmas." And
I'm
I go,
glad you did that in a European accent because it probably was somebody that fucking
and I was like, "Diplomatic immunity."
That's right.
No, and I was like, "Is
Which is
that what movie
Lethal
is that?"
Weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
yeah, I like
but I
that,
was like,
though.
"What movie?" I was like, I haven't seen Die Hard one since the 80s. So I was like, I don't know that this guy's not wrong.
That
you know?
movie holds up. Die Hard
Oh,
1
yeah.
fucking holds up. Especially Huey Lewis, the dude that's in the lobby that holds down the lobby, the bad guy. He
Yeah.
pretty much looks exactly like Huey Lewis.
The
Some-
buff Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Some of those movies in the 80s were like the first one was really good, but it might be part 2 that I actually saw a million times. Like Ghostbusters 1 I've seen, but Ghostbusters 2 I've seen a lot. You know what I mean? So like when you start talking to me about Ghostbusters, my mind instantly wants to start thinking about Vigo the
Are you the Keymaster?
Yeah, Vigo
Yeah.
the Carpathian. You know what I mean? But I'm like, and we're going back to me being a kid. You know what I mean? And it's
I
like,
think Vigo the Carpathian might have been the fucking long hair brother from fucking Die Hard 1.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
I mean, he
Yeah.
might be. Yeah. I'm like, is he the head Viking in the 13th Warrior? Is that the same guy? It's not. I looked it up. But yeah, but it's so like when somebody is like when I'm
Yeah.
saying, dude, Home Alone and Die Hard are the same, and then somebody calls me out and says, dude, Home Alone 1 or Die Hard 1 wasn't Christmas. It's Die Hard 2. I'm like I
Go tell that motherfucker to read the
that-
Berenstein
yeah.
Bears.
yeah, exactly. Maybe in your universe, but in my universe.
And Phil, I will absolutely fight you, but we can save that for Christmas. We're gonna fight. Just get ready.
None of them.
Fuck you, dude. Dude, Die Hard is fucking. He even gets his fucking daughter a Christmas present. He even brings a fucking bear.
The reason he's coming home is because it's Christmas, and the reason he's at Nakatomi Tower is because they're having their Christmas
Come
party.
out to the coast. We'll have some drinks.
Home Alone is a prequel to Saw. Is that real? No,
That's a fan theory.
That's fucking pretty awesome.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's just say so. I almost said Jason. So Michael Myers gets boot partied at the end, and then comes back to life. I was like, what the hell? And like, how supernatural is this guy? That's
He didn't get boot partied like fucking Ed Norton, American History X. That motherfucker would have stayed down.
yeah.
He did on the stairs.
Oh
Remember,
yeah.
he got curb stomped on the stairs
That's right.
after the pitchfork.
Then I got bullshit.
And he just keeps getting up. He keeps getting up.
But see, here's the deal. The director has said for him, the Green, David Green or whatever it is, the director, he said his Michael Myers, there's no supernatural aspect to his Michael Myers. So I'm thinking they're going to bring back old Dr. Loomis. He's so crazy, his mind won't let his body
That's right.
die.
Yeah. Well, he got shot like 6 times. Like
At least,
or at least. Yeah. Like so if there's no super
Swept in the back.
Yeah, I like the idea of him not being supernatural. I do appreciate superhuman feats of strength, where you lower yourself down. We used to have a word for that, but we'll just move on. But it's super strength, you know what I mean? Like some people don't know how strong they are or what they can't do, and they're able to do things like that. And we'll call it adrenaline. But but like I like the idea of him not being supernatural. You know what I mean? Of him being
I agree.
just a tough son of a gun, and maybe he's not all there, so he doesn't he doesn't feel pain. Maybe I don't know, like something.
He's like Darkman. Yeah, Darkman couldn't feel pain.
Yeah,
Phil, we're saving this for Christmas.
mom
I will
strength.
fight you.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis, I couldn't find if Carl from Die Hard, he's the brother that gets hung or whatever. Yeah, I know. I knew what you were talking about. But I can't see if he's in the other movie, Ghostbusters 2, but he
Ghostbusters
was in Waxworks too.
I have Waxwork too. That's a good one. Bruce Campbell's also in that.
Yep.
Waxwork 1 is way better, but so if you haven't seen Waxwork, that is a fucking great holiday or Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Check it out. The second one's good as well, but yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that soon.
Fucking waxworks.
Repeat. I want to see the series Dr. Loomis, but he's handling things like Dr. Phil.
Oh, it's pretty good.
So
Phil. That should be a Netflix series.
Dr.
It would
Loomis.
Dr. Loomis is just the worst fucking psychologist like ever. And every one of his patients fucking kills people. They're terrible drivers. They're fucking, yeah.
Imagine, like, I want to see. So, yeah, that first interview with Michael Myers, little 6-year-old Michael Myers, he
Yeah.
kills himself, and he's always like, he hasn't spoken in 15 years or whatever. And then, like, Loomis walks in and sits down. Little Michael Myers there, and he's like, "So, why did you kill your sister?" And Michael's like, he goes, "He's pure evil. He's pure evil."
Yeah,
Doesn't give him
totally.
a chance to talk. He's total evil. I see it in his eyes.
I can see how he holds his juice box.
So who are we gonna say wins out of these the two that we said? We got
Let's throw Paul Rudd a bone for the fucking new Ghostbusters. Let's bring it on home.
I'm saying Curse wins, not even for Paul Rudd, but just overall.
Can't they
better
share
kill-
the Stanley? The Stanley Cup? Can they fucking...
Not Resurrection. Like, it just
Resurrection was real bad, but it has I don't know, I have a little sweet spot in my heart for that though. It's so campy and stupid that I like it also in a weird way. I like seeing Katie Sackhoff's head roll down the stairs,
and I like premise.
And I like seeing her being young. I'm a fan of hers, so I was like, "Hey, Katie Sackhoff," and then why are you making these expressions? You know, it was kind of weird. It was fun, and there's that one guy from American Pie was in it, and I was glad to see him get killed.
The final girl was she was one of the ladies in a TV show I used to love with Patrick Warburton and David Spade. Man, but it was a really great TV show that only lasted like 2 or 3 seasons.
Was it?
I'm gonna vote with Reese and say that the head explosion wins. That was my favorite kill. There were some good kills. That was my personal favorite.
Curse.
So I'm gonna have to give it to Curse also. Also, I wanted that douchebag to die role. But they did a good job of making him be a scumbag. That guy needs a special award because he was really unlikable scumbag. And I think there's a lot of scumbags out there, but like to just realize, dude, he's not actually well, maybe he is, but he's acting, and that means he deserves an award for that. I wanted that guy to die. Okay,
might have been the best acting of the whole fucking series.
Probably so. Like honestly, except for Busta Rhymes saying. Michael Myers is not some headline. Michael Myers is a legend. Michael Myers is
it's a baggy ass coveralls.
Yeah.
And the thing I got out of all this, my takeaway is I can't believe how much fucking Michael Myers drives and how nobody ever thought about that. Nobody's ever had a commentary of like, how is this motherfucker driving? And then that is a terrible explanation. When you finally find out how he drove.
Well, he didn't drive in any of these movies that we're covering today.
No, he drove in fucking in Curse of Michael Myers, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Let me think.
I don't think so. And in the
by the time
Halloween Kills, where you think it's him, it's not him. It's the other mental patient.
By the time they've made these new Michael Myers, everybody that's my age that worked on these forgot that Michael Myers drove a Camaro and a fucking van and all kinds of shit.
But even in the original, he steals that. He definitely drives
steals
in the original.
Fucking.
And he can creep like drive in the original.
Fuck yeah, Reese.
Michael Myers Tokyo Drift.
That's right. That's something Vin Diesel hasn't fucking done yet. If you're running out of fucking people to throw in a movie, Vin Diesel. Family, I'm related to Michael Myers. And then boom,
amazing.
Michael Myers is trying to kill Vin Diesel.
Michael Myers Corretto.
To end his fucking family line.
If only. God, that would be amazing.
I'm Dominique Myers Corretto.
There you go. Fast and the Furious multiverse. Get it started now.
Halloween and the Furious.
Coretto is Italian for Myers.
Yeah, Coretto Myers. It was hyphenated.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What? It's I guess it's a unanimous word. Curse.
Curse.
Curse up.
Curse, yeah.
Curse. All
yeah.
right. Well, we get the.
But guys, watch these shitty movies. They're so much fun. Like, watch them with friends and have a few beers and like just.
Oh,
be
they're
like,
fun, man.
They made this. This is a major IP, and they made this.
While I was reviewing these, Curtis, I kind of agreed with you previously about how I'm like, how could you do that, Rob Zombie? And I was like, well, Rob Zombie's kind of like, at least his movies have fucking continuity. At least these movies are like,
Wow.
We're gonna do an air horn for Curse. Yeah.
Curse of Michael Myers. But yeah, but like that is the thing, and they got back to that in 2018 and Halloween Kills. Like, Rob Zombies have continuity, but they're like the style, everything else. Like the idea is that this could happen in a suburban small town, and it just happens. Like they even say, like it's kind of the new ones, like he just snapped, like it just happened. You know, he wasn't neglected. He wasn't like there's not reasoning behind it. Like he didn't have this obsession with masks. He gets the mask because it's Halloween, so he covers up his face. Like that's.
But
why
then
he
you
has
find
the
out
mask
it's
on.
the fucking weird thorn thing.
What? No, but that's.
Yeah,
right.
but it's canon.
So yeah. Good. I mean, yes. So
I
those
mean, if
later
you ended
ones,
it at 2, if you
Right.
just capped it at 2,
which most people do,
and have that as like end of an era, and then make the other shitty movies because you're gonna do them to death, like fucking the straight to video ones or whatever,
Right.
of anything. But yeah. So
I'm not saying that these are better than the Rob Zombie
Mm-hmm.
movies. I'm just saying I enjoy them more because I grew up with them, honestly,
sure,
and I taught myself to love them, but it's just and just Rob Zombie style, like it just doesn't
I
work for me,
understand.
except for a couple films, but
Mhm.
It's like
and
it's
all
like
the same.
they all have the crinkled up cowboy hat kind of feel,
yeah.
Yeah.
like that white trash kind of feel. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Rob Zombie should make the next fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's what he's been trying to do his whole life. Get him away from the monsters. Get that fucker away from the monsters movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should not exist. And get him to do the next Chainsaw. Like, that's what he's been doing. All of his movies are based off of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let him fucking do it. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't had a good Texas Chainsaw in for a bazillion years, so give him a shot.
How about this? Shit.
Dom goes to space after fighting Michael and gets frozen. Then he was woken years later on a ship, and we get Jason X reboot.
Fuck yeah.
Reese, copyright that right now.
Yeah. Or Reese, he gets fucking impregnated. Dom gets impregnated by a face hugger, and the fucking xenomorph is like fucking drifting. Xenomorph's a badass fucking like Riddick.
The
cross
little mouth
between
popped.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking don't forget he's fucking Vin Diesel's been in space before.
That's right.
Don't sleep on
So-
Vin.
While we're talking about these crossovers, Michael McDonald from Mad TV is in Halloween Kills.
Oh, I thought you were talking
He's-
about Michael McDonald like taking it to the
Oh.
streets.
No, not that one. The comedian Michael McDonald. He plays
What a
Stewie on
fool
Mad
to
TV. And is that the? No, never mind. That's a different guy. But Michael. So he plays Big John in Halloween Kills.
Oh, okay.
Of the gay couple that live in the Myers house. He is the only person that I know of that has been killed by Michael Myers and the Leprechaun.
Nice.
Nappity dap. He was killed in Leprechaun 2 by a espresso machine.
Damn, Curtis.
Nice.
Preach.
So he's a very lucky man.
Yes.
I think that caps it, Curtis. For that, for the Halloween anyway. Bringing Lep. Finding the Kevin Bacon connection with Leprechaun.
Bringing lip.
Bringing the Lep.
Well, I have a couple of things we could cover if we want to bullshit about some other stuff. Let's look at
What about the Rain Johnson?
other news.
The Ryan
Well, we were
Johnson.
going to fight about
Oh,
Star.
we're going to
Star
talk about
Wars
that. I
too.
wrote that down.
Mhm.
But before we get into that, I wanted to ask your opinion about this article because I thought it was fucking. Oops, I didn't mean to go to just me.
I wanted to ask your opinion about my face right quick.
Oh yeah, I put a
Butimus.
Butimus Maximus. I had an article. Occasionally during the week now, if I see some crazy stuff that'll get you guys talking, I'll save it, send it to myself. Okay. Look at this. Scientists create creature that doesn't need to breathe.
They already have that. It's called a water bear.
Can we get away from breathing as a way to keep our brains going? Deep breath. Thanks to some biological tinkering, a team of scientists found a way to keep tadpoles alive, even after taking away their ability to breathe. The Ludwig Maximilians University researchers injected photosynthetic algae into tadpoles, creating a symbiotic relationship between amphibian and microbe that keeps the amphibians alive without environmental oxygen. Science report, it's an odd experiment that could have important medical value, keeping someone alive when a stroke cuts off their brain's oxygen supply, for example. But it's also fascinating. It's also a fascinating step forward in biological experiments in its own right. And I say that sounds like some sci-fi horror movie ass shit right there. That sounds like the beginning of like a weird mutant movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but you can't probably do it with anything other than amphibians because they have permeable membranes anyway.
What if they could?
They
What if
absorb a lot of their shit.
Yeah, like you squirt us with a bunch of algae, and next thing you know, we turn green, and we're
Yeah, or you cross me with a gecko. I'm like fucking get like, and I get put in prison. And they scare me, and my like somebody tries to grab me, and my dick falls off, and then it grows back. Then it grows back again.
like a starfish.
Yeah, because I'm like been crossed with some gecko genes.
And then R. Kelly pees on you.
That's right.
Yeah,
R. Kelly's in there, and that's a whole nother horror story.
sounds like an idea for a Daredevil villain. I just thought I was like, man, when they start tinkering with stuff, like I've seen lately too, they like, yeah, we pulled out some things we found inside of mammoth bones and stuff. They'll find mammoth bones. They'll start pulling bacteria and things out that are still alive from the Stone Ages. They recently, and I'm like, dude, quit effing around.
It's gonna be some Black Plague shit.
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
been buried in there for thousands of years.
In the
and
permafrost.
You're gonna pull it out and expose the world to it. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. That's like you thought the apocalypse we've already got is bad. Wait till you get some weird thing that nobody's got any kind of like a
immunity
resistance against. You know what I mean? Like it's
super
crazy.
novel.
Yeah,
super novel virus.
It's a 10,000-year-old virus or bacteria. I was like, dude, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I think they've already kind of been experimenting for a while with, they call it a chimera, where it's like a hybrid, like plant or animal hybrid of some hybridization. And they have that CRISPR that they've been using.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yep.
Have you seen that series on Netflix where they talk about CRISPR?
Nope.
About I'll send it to you. I got to look it up. But there's really some interesting stuff going on where people are basically modifying themselves at home and starting to use CRISPR to do it, and it's insane. Like
probably a good idea. It's probably how we create zombies.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Totally
I got to find that show. Yeah,
that or the nano machines.
Sounds like an idea for a Daredevil villain. Yeah, absolutely. If it gives us real zombies, I'm all in for it. I tell you what, you guys talk about the Ryan Johnson thing y'all were talking about, and I'm gonna look that show up because I want everyone listening and y'all to see it because it's a really good show.
Yeah. So of the sequel trilogy, you have the Force Awakens, which is kind of like supposed to be the New Hope. You have the
just a remake. Yeah, basically a remake with new people and new stories, and that's fine.
Yeah, but the what's it called? What is it? What's the second one with the Ryan Johnson did? It's the fucking not Rise of Skywalker. It's The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi is like the sequel trilogy's Empire Strikes Back. Ends on a low note. But here's the deal. Here's my theory. Star Wars, if you look at the actual George Lucas kind of brainchild of Star Wars, whether he meant to do this on purpose is about two things. It's about one character all the way through. The only dynamic character in Star Wars is fucking Anakin Skywalker. Everybody else is flat and static. They're cool. They're well-written characters, but they're extremely flat, extremely static. That's why they have such an ensemble, because they need a sample size of like a whole bunch of different characters and personalities. Darth Vader is the only one that changes, the only one that's a redemption story, but it's also about a girl. Star Wars happens because Darth Vader loses the girl, right? Save the girl, save the world, lose the girl, lose the world. Lost, Queen Amidala, fucking turned in all the way into fucking Darth Vader, right? It's pretty much about a girl. And then his angst through the whole thing until he realizes he has a child and then finds a new reason, and what pulls him back from the abyss is his fucking hatred for everybody because they duped him, and he was duped by the Jedi, duped by the Sith, and he just wants to fucking destroy. He's like Captain Ahab mixed with Moby Dick. You know what I mean? He's just there to just fucking lay waste. And he's just super angry and upset and in pain 24 hours a day. Physical and emotional pain.
Right.
And literally the joke of seeing hate through rose-colored glasses. He has this like scarlet, lenses he sees through. So the Last Jedi, you have Ben Solo, who is basically fallen from grace and becomes Kylo Ren. You have a similar setup where he fucking finds the girl, right? He starts to get the girl, and it's like this forbidden thing. So instead of fucking falling for it like Darth Vader, he fucking immediately when he figures out that this guy's not going to let him have the girl, or that he's going to fuck around with Rey, he immediately fucking kills Snoke in a super badass way. Snoke's like, even now, he is fucking thinking of slides off. And then they get into a super badass Quentin Tarantino slow motion fucking Kill Bill fucking lightsaber battle. It's probably one of the best written scenes in all of Star Wars, right? The whole fucking movie is worth that one scene where fucking Kylo Ren is like, he's like single-minded. He's like, I fucking figured out I want this chick, whether it's I want to become a dyad or whatever. Have a caveman brain. So the way I understand it is I relate to her. I want her. I want the girl.
Woman good.
Yeah, I want the girl. All the rest of this shit has been bullshit. This fucking Jedi training has been bullshit. My Jedi master tried to kill me. This Snoke guy's been manipulating me. I've been letting it happen because I've been living in the shadow of Darth Vader. Boom. Sees the single-minded thing. Sees that Snoke is like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, this guy's fucking weak. He immediately kills him. And the guy didn't see it coming. And then they get into the fucking coolest lightsaber battle. Best choreographed, maybe since the fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi with Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul.
No, it doesn't be that one.
It fucking
It's damn
beats
good.
that
but
one.
It doesn't, no,
Go
it
back
does
and
not.
look at it. Look, that one's good
is.
because it lasts a long time, right? And it's like choreographed, and you're like, oh, it's like works on two levels. It works on two levels that it's a sword fight, and it works on another level that it's well choreographed. If you look at the Ryan Johnson, if you go back and look at that and fucking set
It is good.
heavy metal music to it, it's
good.
like maybe one of the best
Yeah.
music videos that's ever been
But
fucking
but it doesn't beat Ray Park and
Look,
versus Liam Neeson.
The only thing, there's 3 fucking fights in Star Wars that matter. There's only 3. The fucking Darth Maul, the fucking Ryan Johnson.
The best one.
I
Yeah,
want
Darth Maul, yeah.
I want the fucking girl and the weak and get the fuck out of my way, and they fight their way out of there. And then fucking at the end of Rogue One, where fucking Darth Vader just fucking kills everybody.
That's the most important.
Pulls a Michael Myers and
Nah.
just fucking wastes everybody.
Dude, the last 5 minutes of Rogue One are the best thing ever, dude. That was made. That movie was already good, and then they threw it in there and made that that was the greatest thing in Star. That's my favorite 10 minutes in Star Wars history. Is the end of that? Like watching Darth Vader finally destroy. And I'll say, seeing spoiler alert, Luke is at the end of well, actually, we're not going to talk about that because Curtis, you may not know because you haven't seen any of you haven't been watching Mandalorian, right?
No.
Fuck, I can't.
Yeah,
even
we won't
talk
fucking. Anyway, so
Well, so Luke's in Mandalorian.
The only reason,
hypothetically,
yeah, you would have to literally have fucking super blinders on. You just haven't been paying attention. Every nerd has cried over that, including almost me.
Darth Vader is Luke's father. That's what I didn't want to. I didn't want to spoil that for you.
I was gonna say the only thing more shocking than fucking Kylo Ren killing Snoke is the fucking Luke. I am your father.
Phil, love you, man. Thank you for the beer and the sake, and I had a great time hanging out with you guys. I wish I would have gotten there sooner and got to hang out longer.
Where'd you guys hang out?
We went and had some sushi over off of Palmer.
Oh, badass.
Tomo something.
Right on. Phil, I miss you, man. Have a good one. But listen, they're building Snoke up, building Snoke up. And he's right at the fucking...
Before he gets back, the Luke part at the end on Mandalorian was almost as good as the Darth Vader. It's fucking good. Just seeing him crush a...
Yeah.
Like, that was stupid. Anyway, I know I'm stating the obvious. Like, Clint, you're just saying, hey, that's like saying, dude, coffee's awesome. Yeah. Beer is good. Yes. Like, let's all silently wait for Curtis.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, what's up, Curtis?
So the only thing more shocking than fucking him killing Snoke like that was fucking Luke, I am your father. Because they're building up Snoke. This is his big moment. He's pulling some fucking Emperor throne room shit, and fucking Ben Solo goes, not on my fucking watch. Fucking slices him in fucking half in the most pimp ass way. While he was talking shit. It was like in a fight when somebody goes, what did you say, motherfucker? And you start to say something, he fucking pow, pops you right in the mouth. And then
I'm not
boom, and then she has the fucking lightsaber, and then they fucking fight their way out, all fucking badass. And it's in slow motion. And they fucking through one dude's head.
So I'm not arguing that that's not a great scene.
Nice bush.
Okay. Go ahead, Curtis.
So I'm not arguing that that's a great scene. I did like him killing off Snoke.
Yeah.
It kind of bothersome that you didn't get Snoke's story, but whatever. Like it's whatever. He was the guy that thought he was in charge, and he wasn't, and he chopped him in half and then made him work. That's an awesome scene, but you're justifying the whole movie on that. So that's like saying I love the Darth Maul. Wait. I love the Darth Maul scene at the end of Phantom Menace, but I'm not gonna say Phantom Menace is a great movie.
Yeah,
like
that was good.
I mean, looking back,
I put it as like the fourth best one.
Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Well, finish your spiel,
yeah,
Curtis.
Sorry, Curtis.
No,
we're on YouTube, guys. We have to finish. We have to wait till the other guy finishes.
So here's my issue. I had the same issue with Last Jedi that I do with the third prequel. What is it?
Rise of
Revenge
Skywalker.
of the Sith. No, the prequel, third prequel.
prequel.
Revenge
Let
of
him
the Sith.
finish. I'm just kidding.
Uh, uh, is that they do the same thing to Vader that they do to Ben Kenobi, or Ben
Ben Solo.
Solo. That you don't need a reason. You don't need to give these people reasons to turn to the dark side. Okay, they say Palpatine tricks him and says, "Oh, she died," and so that's why he turns to the dark side. And then with Ben Solo, it's like and this is what really bothers me. They give Luke's about to kill him because he tends like that. That's what pissed me off the most. But
Yeah,
human nature,
Luke's like,
human nature has shown that the quest for more power is enough to make humans
Yeah.
turn to the dark side. Okay, we don't need any other motivation. It's just there. And then that whole scene with Luke, like it was just fucking like it. I thought it was stupid. It was unnecessary and it was stupid. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff. But so yeah, the scene that you're talking about is fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
great. But the rest of the movie was all right. If they had done more with what the plot threads that he had dropped, maybe it would have worked out. But like,
I also like him
don't know.
half naked, like a Danzig video, fucking talking to her through ESP. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like
Yeah.
sitting there awkwardly, like fucking with his Clint Eastwood waistline, but half naked, like a Danzig video.
Yeah.
Well, that scene's awesome too. But
Look,
the rest of the movie...
here's my deal. Like fucking, they blow up the fucking Death Star twice. They have the whole fucking universe,
right?
and somehow General Leia and fucking Han Solo, who goes off fucking like like fucking Clinton to fucking Epstein Island, just goes fucking gallivanting around the fucking cosmos. He goes out for a pack of smokes, basically. Fucking Han Solo. Let's be honest. He's
But
not
that was
around.
In part 2. That was in Last Jedi as well, though, right?
Yeah, in
was it?
in the Force Awakens, he's like, fuck. They find
that was
him.
Force
He's
Awakens.
been
Yeah,
out
yeah,
for with Chewie for a pack of smokes this whole
Yeah.
time. I was gonna call you. He even says to Leia, and fucking yeah, totally. It was Mace Windu.
It was actually Mace Windu, and
and
then
Mando.
yeah, the fight on Mustafar's is great too.
Yeah,
You're correct.
It is good.
What I'm
He's-
really looking forward to is the Obi-Wan series that's coming. There's going to be a badass duel between Anakin or Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. It's
God,
gonna
I
be
hope they
be
don't-
fucking awesome.
I hope they don't fuck it up.
Me too. And apparently, what did he say? What does Darth Vader say to Obi-Wan when he sees him again?
He says, "Last we met."
Suck it, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
time. Now I am the master.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last time they met. Is
Mhm.
what this battle is going to be referring
Right.
to. So, which is cool. Like they're like
Yeah.
the last time we met, and it's like, oh shit, that's what we get to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like, the last time we
But
met,
my
I
problem.
farted on your
Yeah.
sandwich.
I farted on your sandwich. My problem is, fucking, they leave young Ben Solo, a couple of fucking absentee parents, drop fucking Ben Solo with space dick, fucking Luke Skywalker, who's got a new fucking Luke Skywalker Jedi Master, like sees this guy's got darkness in him, instead of being like, hey Ben, I've been where you're at, man. We need to fucking whatever. Totally like tries to like kill him.
Mhm.
So of course Ben Solo has got more reason than Darth
That-
Vader to be bad.
That
Yeah, because that was a stupid plot line. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
yeah, but
it's-
that
was-
goes along with the way that the Jedi are fucking lame.
Yeah, they're weak.
If you watch like the not Rebels but the other one help me out guys, come on. I'm having a-
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars,
Mhm.
the Jedi guys, they're all fucking lame. They're constantly like scared of anybody who's got any power. They were scared of Anakin,
Yeah.
like he's too old to be trained. He's too dangerous. You know what I mean? And they did the same thing with they blamed Ahsoka for bombings in the Jedi Temple. They're fucking
They're
lame.
basically like
They're
a really bad homeowners association.
They're
like fucking-
They're actually an excellent analogy for our American government.
yeah.
A bunch of fucking lame asses arguing, and it's fucking lame.
Bunch of hall monitors and fucking
Yeah.
homeowners association fucking.
And so anybody that's got any power, they're sketched out, and they're like, and that's what that was. And Luke, he's like, oh no, he's too powerful. He's turning to the dark side. The worst is going to happen. I must kill him. Which is just weird because I don't think he would do that. But I don't think he would kill his nephew. I don't believe that.
He would recognize that he's turning to the dark side for wanting to kill an innocent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like-
totally.
Exactly.
They're always being hypocritical though, like fucking Yoda running to like fucking
And Reese says, Luke killing Vader wouldn't make him turn. Windu literally beheads Jango and no one cares. Yes, they do kill people, but this is his nephew. This is Leia's son. So I don't.
Innocent at that point.
And he's a
Completely
he's a
innocent
kid too. Yeah.
Vader's wiped out fucking planets. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And yeah, so Ben Solo, he wasn't even like a Sith Lord. He's a dude pretty much out there. My point is the rebellion that becomes, the whatever, the New Republic, they don't even have the fucking universe for like fucking 16 years. They already lose it to the First Order. They are the worst. They're the absolute worst.
I'm not arguing that either. And what I think your point is that basically the first one was a rehash. We knew that.
Well, they had to stir
The
it.
third one's a fucking mess. Yeah, no, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. I get like the first one works because that's exactly what it is. It's,
Right.
It's like introducing the same story to a younger,
Mhm.
audience. The third one's a fucking mess. So I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch them again. Like the second one might be the best. I don't know.
Second
but
one, he's like
just-
at the
but
end of the
that
first one,
really
he's kind of
pissed
like,
me off.
Let's go into it. Let's do we got to find a week where we don't have anything scheduled, and let's watch all three of them and go through them, and we'll take some notes and fucking get into some
For sure.
arguments about it. You know what I mean? And like
I have a theory. It's a long-standing theory. I've like rehashed it a million times with Clint. But my theory of Star Wars is Darth Vader is the only person that's right in Star Wars.
Well, if you accept the new trilogy, it's not the Skywalker saga. It's the Palpatine saga.
Yeah,
None of this shit matters. Skywalker doesn't even matter without Palpatine.
yeah.
It's so. I mean, you're right. Like, but Palpatine's even Anakin is a static character. Like, if you accept the new one, because the new
he's
one.
redeemed and shit. He redeems
No,
himself.
I know, but it's like the Palpatine is, but he's gearing Anakin in every way.
Mhm.
Like, and Palpatine comes back. Like with the new one. It's like I just didn't even see that as necessary either. Why you bring Palpatine? Like, what are we even
Because
doing
they
here?
fucking
Like,
couldn't figure out what else to do. Ryan Johnson
Like-
killed off Snoke, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
like
What it should have been is fucking like Rey and fucking Ben Solo being like, "You're all weak," and just fucking everybody up.
well, or they could have been like Snoke was just a puppet anyway, and like there was some badass out there like doing something else. They could have done all this stuff, but they're
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, bring Palpatine back, fuck it, like it's just so lazy.
Yeah,
But I bought it, I own it, I saw it,
yeah, man.
at least twice in theaters, so they got my money.
Each one of them, though,
it's
of the trilogy of the
Sequel
sequel trilogy, there's something redeeming in each movie, and that's I
Yeah,
guess
they're-
that makes me a super Star Wars fan. But I watch each movie, I'm like, shit, there's that one part that makes it really fucking great. But yeah, my favorite one's fucking everybody shits on Ryan Johnson, but I think he did the most creative. He did the fucking Empire Strikes Back. He's like, oh, you thought it was this story? Fuck your couch. When they fucking kill off Snoke, there was a bunch of nerds just
He
like fucking
definitely did.
throwing Cheetos at the fucking screen.
well, they did a lot of stuff like transferring your essence into somebody else.
Yeah.
They also force healing. Like
You didn't know that till the
they
third
didn't
one,
have
though.
they didn't have force healing. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The third one, you didn't have force healing, and then all of a sudden, the week before the movie came out, in Mandalorian, they introduced force healing
Mm.
with Grogu force heals somebody, and then they're like, yeah, that's a thing that powerful people in the Force have. It's called force healing. Then the next week, the new Star Wars comes out, and there's force healing in the movie. It's like they had to let you know ahead of time.
Genius.
I don't know.
I'm against retconning, by the way. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I feel like that's super lazy writing to be like fucking changing the artistic expression of it'd be like going back and writing a song in a later album that totally.
I was talking about that earlier. I guess it was before you got here, but that like dyad is being used everywhere. I heard another show talking about it, and they're like, dude, now they're trying to say that Palpatine and Darth Vader were trying to create a dyad, and then that Plagueis and Palpatine were trying to create a dyad, and they're like dyad.
Yeah.
They're like smearing this
Dylon,
everywhere.
Never heard
Dylon.
Like and like we never heard of but the thing,
Dylon.
it was actually Star Wars Theory that
And
was
they're,
talking
like,
about it, and they're
sprinkling in the multiverse too.
and, yeah, exactly, and they're like, dude, if you want to fuck up the new stuff, go ahead. You bought it,
Mhm.
but don't go back and ruin the
Yeah.
old stuff. Don't change what was going on back then.
Right.
We've already been living with this for 40 years. Like, you don't need to go back and change the past. Concentrate on your future and don't fuck up our childhood. Is
I'm
what
fine.
everybody thinks.
I'm fine with retconning if it's done right, and if it's not replacing something else. Because if you think about the books, like, and those were canon.
Mhm.
They're not anymore, but like they picked up in the gaps and they filled in stories there. That's technically retconning. So you go back and you fill in the gaps and stuff like that. So if it's a gap and it's not replacing or undoing or introducing this whole new fucking powerful thing like we're kind of talking about, like that's okay. Like you can retcon certain stuff like that. Like, oh, well, you didn't see this happen, but Spider-Man actually meant blah 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 at this point in time. And it, it's just filling in a gap there, and it's like, okay, and it's not some huge major thing,
Right.
but for what we're talking about, they're just
I feel like-
making shit up and throwing it in there. Like,
Retconning is like graffiti on a mural. It is changing the fucking original artistic expression, and that's fine if you're a fucking douchebag. You want to go and
No,
do
dude.
that to somebody's work? Feel free.
if
You can get
if
away
you
with
add
it.
to in a blank spot, if you add to
Yeah.
somebody's work,
Yeah, if you
that's my point. Like,
you're putting pieces in a mosaic-
anything can be done well or badly.
yeah.
And they're just doing it badly.
What do you think of like a Jane's Addiction's record covers getting changed so that they can be in Walmart? Things like that.
I say
It was actually Boudreaux.
yeah.
He was like, "This is a crime," and it was a Jane's Addiction record cover, but they changed the cover so that it could happen in
Yeah, that sucks. It's probably the first Jane's Addiction.
Yep.
It's probably not Ritual.
I mean,
Or maybe it was Ritual, Deho, Habitual. Maybe they got a problem with the little three-way action.
Baby.
I'm sure Jane's Addiction had to sign it. Well, maybe not. Maybe they didn't. No, I don't know. I don't know. Shit. Like,
I don't know either, man. I guess it's up
I mean,
to
it's
the artist.
it's retconning their record cover, sort of. Oh, it's not a.
it's a re-release. It's not a retcon.
Well, it's not a. It has nothing to do with retroactive continuity.
Yeah.
But it sure is fucking up some art that we've had for a long time.
Well, like if they go in and they say, Jane said, "Hey, what's up?" Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't work. Like, that's a bad retcon.
Yeah, but the cover, the packaging, that's important.
Well, no,
That's their original idea, yeah.
That's art.
I agree, but at the same time, whenever it was in original stores, if it were covered with a black,
It had the
plastic,
parental guidance fucking thing
over
on
it.
it, and it was like some of them, like Sam Goody, even had the, how they're in the long box.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them
Yeah.
had a fucking thing halfway, like a white thing halfway over Jane's Addiction. The one
So
where
that's-
it's
I
like
mean-
the twins with the boobs or whatever.
I don't even remember.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
But I mean that's censorship, and that's always going to be.
Hey, what was it
But-
that Reese said? Something about Star Killer? They wiped Star Killer?
For no
reason.
You talking about the character? Star
No,
Killer?
I think he's talking about Star Killer Base.
Oh, gotcha.
They're building
Star
another
Killer,
one.
isn't there a no? Star Killer was
Was Vader's
Apprentice. Yeah.
apprentice? Yeah. Is that the one you're talking about, Reese? Vader's apprentice or that Star Killer base?
Vader's Apprentice, that was from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I felt like that set a new precedent for things, but I felt like they made him too powerful.
Well, for sure. I mean, for the
They're
game,
constantly trying to minimize Darth Vader.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he was
recently. That's a new thing. Like, let's minimize Darth
Yeah.
Vader. He's slow. He's blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, if you, I was going to say that earlier. Like, if you look, we were talking about lightsaber battles. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at the originals, I mean, like they're just going,
Yeah. Maybe Vader's
but-
like fucking Jason. He doesn't need to fucking
well, he doesn't.
do
You're right.
flips and
Yeah,
shit, and he just fucking
Yeah.
machetes you. Takes
Yeah,
his
I like
sweet ass
that.
time.
And they
Yeah.
they are like with all the flips and yeah, you can do all that all you want, and Vader's just like, I'm gonna take, or it's like, we're watching a George Foreman fight, and he's like just getting there punched, and he's
Totally,
like,
dude.
I just got to get one good punch in,
Coming
and
at
that's
you like
it.
the mummy.
Like,
Coming at you
yeah.
like the mummy, yeah.
Also, the way he fights too, he doesn't swing as fast. He doesn't have to. He's got a lot of fast wrist action, but he's fucking throws shit at people constantly. He like crushes people, and if you have giant projectiles being hurled at you, he doesn't have to be as swashbuckling as Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? He's using other tools. That's what's so crazy. He goes through like nothing and just but fucking lifting people against the ceiling, and they're like while he kills 2 or 3 other people and then drops the other guy down on the floor and then throws somebody else across the room. It's like he's using so much force power to just toss people around. It's fucking crazy. He could implode the whole room if he wanted to. It's awesome. Darth Vader's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
And he's super calculating. You know what I mean? He's like quiet angry. That quiet angry.
Mhm. Yeah,
He's
he's
like-
just gonna be like, yes, sir.
My
Yeah,
favorite
his
fucking
way.
meme, and I send it to my wife constantly when she says, like, you forgot to take out the trash. The thing of fucking Vader on where he's going.
Yes,
the-
Star Killer from The Force Unleashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they made him too powerful, Reese, and they're like, what the fuck are we going to do with this guy? He could fucking go back to Yoda and fucking skull fuck Yoda and fucking... I mean, yeah, it's fucking super powerful, man. What the hell do you do with that? I think they made that, and they're like, this is so cool, the fucking nerds that did that. And then, the people that actually own all the IPs are like, yeah, you gotta fucking kill this guy off. They're like, fuck, shit.
Well, they need to go back and do some Knights of the Old Republic stuff.
Well,
I know the books aren't canon anymore, but go ahead.
They're going to be doing High Republic stuff from what I'm hearing. They're doing I'm hearing they got a game coming out too. I think there's an old another
They just
Knights of the Old
re-released-
Republic. Yeah.
They just re-released the original. Yeah.
I talked to somebody, and I wasn't going to talk about it because I don't want to become a scooper or anything like that. And
How's it been best
I
described?
don't want to
No,
be a
exactly.
scooper
and I also don't want
anymore.
this is complete up in the air. But
It has
this-
been stated.
somebody I talked to who's close to someone that has worked on some game stuff was telling me that. And I don't know if it's true or not, but he was saying that there are going to be some High Republic movies, a trilogy coming out, and that Favreau is going to do them. And I'm like, if they do that, I was like, are you sure? Should I trust this? Should I believe this guy? I'm sitting at a bar talking to this guy, and I've talked to this guy about a lot of different movies and franchises and different nerd stuff, and he's pretty cool dude, but and he's related to somebody that works in the business and is he's tied to Lucas, and so I was like, I don't want to say it and spoil it. I was like, I started to want to make a video. I was like, dude, I should write down everything he said, make a concise video, and do this. I'll get a bunch of views. And I go, no. And I don't know if it's true. And I don't know if he's, he might be talking about games because he's tied in with the games and stuff. He might be talking about real stuff. And I don't want to say anything. Definitely don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. So, but if if what I think's going to happen is that they're going to do some High Republic movies, but Favreau's going to be involved, so that's good news. I'd love to see the Knights of the Old Republic stuff.
Yeah.
Because the cinematic footage, their 4K footage is out there for those games and stuff, is so badass that it's like I've watched that and I've been like, dude, why didn't they make movies out of this? This is so bad. Have you seen that 4K footage of the stuff, Curtis?
With the will.
There's like 20 minutes of footage
Yeah.
that it's like it is so exciting to see, and it's fucking awesome. It like I mean, you're like jumping out of your chair, and this is like all computer animated stuff, but it's really realistic
They should do
looking.
the movies like that.
They should.
Yeah.
If they did a series of movies like that, it would be awesome. And maybe that's what they're gonna do. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Like,
if they just created the engine for that, it
but-
would be
oh,
like
man.
just having a fucking.
I mean,
It's-
with these IPs, why not? Like people are gonna watch it. Do these different visions. Do these different and we were talking about Bond, or y'all were talking just do a one or two Idris Elba. Like everybody wants to see it. Do one or two Idris Elba movies, Bond movies, and then start a new franchise. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna hurt anything. They're gonna make money off it. I don't know why the fuck they don't do it.
They've already set the precedent for that. I always say president when I mean precedent. For that, because way back in the day, do you remember Casino Royale, where everybody was a James Bond? It was like late 70s.
The original Casino Royale, you mean?
So yeah, the original Casino Royale was kind of a comedy.
I don't remember.
It had Woody Allen was the James Bond. They had a bunch of different James Bonds. They could do like a James Bond kind of fucking multiverse where they're like, this is this James Bond, you know.
Well, there's that who was it? Was it Roger Moore? Who's the one that was in there for like two movies?
Pierce, or no, what's his name from Doom Patrol?
Dalton, Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, yeah. He was in there for like two movies, and like I'm not saying like but like yeah, sign Idris Elba for like two movies, make two movies with it, and like people are gonna check it out. Like everybody wants to see him. Like it's not gonna hurt anything. Then you can start with whoever it is you pick next. Like you don't have to start a whole fucking 10 movie thing. Like yes, thank you, Reese. Thank you.
Could be like a James Bond multiverse.
Yeah, or just I mean,
just milk that shit forever.
And that's
Multiverse.
with Star Wars, like that's you know what was as much shit as we were talking about it. If they made a series or a movie, like spinoff that like truly explored the Thorn cult thing of Michael Myers, I'm fucking watching it.
Yeah.
Like if they actually want to like invest in these storylines and do something with them, I'm gonna check it out because
they used to do
like,
it. Remember
'cause they
Friday the
used-
13th, the TV show? Had nothing to do with fucking.
No, had nothing to do with it.
It was more like The Conjuring, where like the Warrens had the fucking, you know,
All the little fucking
all the needful things. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. That's a great way. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. But like, I don't know why they don't. They're so afraid of wrecking these franchises, and it's like, no, that was a one-off. Like, just fucking like go with it. Like that was that,
Like
that one doesn't
Joker.
count.
Like the badass
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Hey,
Yeah, try something different.
are you guys fans of the John Wick series?
I fucking am. That's the best gun
I
handling in cinema.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't
Everybody
seen
says I should, but
any John Wick?
No.
Oh,
I have
dude,
not.
do you gotta do yourself a favor, man? That's some fun.
Do you like puppies?
I do.
John Wick likes puppies.
Dude, you gotta get
Good.
it. Just get a 18 pack and start watching, man, on a day off, and
Well,
Go get one of those Lone Star suitcases.
I paid for Peacock streaming so that I could watch Halloween Kills,
Mhm.
and they have the John Wicks streaming on
Dude.
there. So
Fuck
bada boom,
yeah.
bada bing.
you'll have a good time. Those are some really fun movies. Well,
Yeah, everybody said they were great. It's just it was kind of not as bad as Tom Cruise because I've seen shit, what's his name?
don't even.
Keanu. I've seen him do action before, but at the same time, I was like,
Curtis?
I don't wanna-
I swear to God, I promise you, everything that he does in that movie, he really does, and that's real.
No, I've seen
like
videos.
all the gun handling and shit he does. That's like
You don't like him because he's a pretty boy? Come on, dude. He gets.
that might very well be my you might be
might
right,
play
man.
into it a little bit.
But I'm not. I'm not.
He's
He
a
works for me.
badass in this movie. He's really good.
Even the hand-to-hand shit, he like really, really fucking like got
Well,
really in depth
the
with that
news I
shit.
was going to throw down was Mel Gibson cast in John Wick prequel limited series, The Continental.
Because the Continental.
The Continental stars John Wick prequel TV series has cast Mel Gibson as one of the show's leads. Deadline reports Lionsgate Television will be producing this 3-night special, which will give back the story to the famous Assassin's Hotel that is served as the focal point in the movie franchise John Wick. So far, all we know about Gibson's involvement is that he will play the role of a character named Cormac. The story will center around a younger version of Winston Scott, the owner of the Continental, as he attempts to fight his way through New York's underworld to take over operations of the Continental in 1975 New York City. The role of Winston Scott, played in the movie franchise by Ian McShane, has not yet been announced. So that sounds like it'll be a cool show.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, good times.
Didn't they make a Continental movie?
I have no idea. Incontinental.
Yeah, in Continental.
I think the Loose Stools did the soundtrack for that.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Also, what else?
Push it in.
I've also been seeing a bunch of stuff. I sent myself this story. One, I didn't even read these articles. I just saw the headlines and they gave me an ice cream headache. New York Post says Squid Game might foster a generation of violent bullies, expert says. And then I saw another.
Just like those damn video games.
Yeah, and then I saw another one on Deadline. Squid Game. English counsel advised parents not to let kids watch violent Netflix show. It's
So
violent.
this-
Little kids shouldn't watch it.
P.S.
Yes.
Don't let your fucking kids eat Tide Pods or watch the violent fucking thing on TV.
What do you guys as parents think about that? I mean, like it. I mean, being that you like action movies and horror and
So-
fun stuff to watch, but at the same time you have children.
Yeah, reality of it is, Clint, that fucking there's people out there burning kids with cigars. Tell them
Yeah.
they're never going to amount to anything. I'm not that kind of dad. I'm also not that kind of dad to let my kids stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and fucking watch Squid Games.
So this is
Curtis
a real
is
thing.
like, don't fucking, don't criticize my
those
parents.
cigar burns are gonna heal. Just
That's
fucking
right.
get over it. But
That's a
no.
John Bender. That's a John
Yeah.
Bender.
Smoke up, Johnny.
Smoke up, Johnny.
But
Breakfast
no,
Club.
but no, this is a real thing. In the teaching community, there's so kids are playing Squid Games at school.
Jesus, I forgot.
Like
that you
elementary
have
school kids.
You have a special perspective on this.
And like they started as regular old red light, green light, or something like that, but then they walk up and like slit each other's throat. And of course, they're still just playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, your kid shouldn't watch this. I watched this, and my kid would walk in, and I would pause it. I am not like some parents. I love horror, and I let my kid watch
Mhm.
horror movies with me. But that's monster movies, okay? And to me, Jason is a monster.
Yeah.
Certain Jason movies, especially since he's turned into a zombie, they get more silly and stuff. And he's watched some of those with me because monsters killing humans is scary and fun. Humans killing humans, he doesn't need to know that the world's that fucking shitty yet.
Right.
Like that's just life. That's not fun. So he's watched plenty of horror movies where people be like, "Oh my god, you let your kid watch that?" Nothing super graphic or whatever. But like that's the thing. It's different. When a monster's doing that's what monsters are for. That's why we call humans monsters when they do terrible things.
Yeah.
But humans killing humans, like he's not going to see that. I'm not going to let him see that yet. He can figure that out in his own time. Like the world's a shitty place. He doesn't need to know it at 6.
It's called controlled exposure. Like you knowing your kid and knowing your kid's threshold capacity, being able to control the exposure and also introduce it in a way that he can frame it correctly.
And he can't watch it by himself. He
Yeah,
watches it with
perfect.
me, and we can turn it off at any time, and we
Right.
can talk about it. And like it's not something where it's like, yeah, go put on whatever horror movie you see on the shelf, son. Like, no, it's like, well, and even he's into YouTube now, like every young kid, and it's like he asks me if he's got to watch if he's going to watch something new because there's some crazy shit out there on YouTube. So like he I let him know what he can watch.
Kurt,
He might click on verses and be like, "Oh my god, that's my
Yeah,
dad."
totally.
Clint hides under the kids' beds after they've watched a horror film. That's right.
Totally.
Dude, when I was a kid, I saw all kinds of terrible things that I shouldn't
Well,
have
yeah.
seen. When we were kids, like, dude, I was thinking about the other day. I was like, I remember seeing. I was watching Tarzan, which there's topless Bo Derek, I think, running around the whole movie. Like, I remember seeing that at like 5 or 6, and like, I had my own TV in my room. I just watched whatever. I was like, cool, Tarzan's cool. And I was thinking, dude, I saw topless when I was that young. I was like, I lived in that house. I had to have been like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? And then thinking about like, oh man, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street. I saw all those movies when I was real young, like super, super young, which is crazy to me. Also, thinking about the kids in the apartment complex that I grew up, like when I went into first grade, first or second, second maybe. I moved into an apartment complex where we used to just all run around and in the apartment complex that all from I was one of the young ones at first or second grade and into up to like 5th grade, and we all played together, and the conversations we would have and the stuff we knew about and would talk about,
Oh yeah.
it was bad. Like I think about I hear parents really like, oh no, blah 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 about their kids, and I'm like, you have no idea what I was exposed to. Like the kind of shit that I heard when I was a kid is like crazy, and maybe that's why I'm nuts. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm a psychopath who hides under kids' beds.
80s, bud. Like, you're a kid of the 80s. That's
I
what
guess.
like.
I guess that's what it is.
I was the
A
same way.
latchkey
Like
kid.
it was. Yeah. I mean, we watched all that shit, and like we turned out fine. But like as you're older, like maybe kids shouldn't be watching that. Like like I'm very much like, I show my kid a lot more than they, than other people do. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but again, it's like, you can't hide your kids from stuff, but like you don't need to expose them to everything either. Like at the same time.
Yeah.
So like there's some stuff that I saw as a kid, probably younger than them, but they just don't need to see it yet. They'll see it. I'm not going to keep it from them, but they don't need to see it yet. Like,
not quite yet. Reese says, when I was 5, I was watching End of Days, The Omen, and The Prophecy.
The Prophecy. I just rebought The Prophecy, Reese. I'm going to rewatch
good
it.
one. That's with the
Walken,
Christopher Walken.
The world's gonna end. I don't know. Devil's
There's
coming. Devil, give the devil his due.
At least 4 sequels to that.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one of them where he's just sitting on this pile of junk eating chicken, and it's like 5-minute scene, and it's Christopher Walken like eating some chicken, going. Like, it's just like
chicken.
Like it's just a scene of him eating chicken. Like,
this chicken's delicious.
It's good.
It's good.
And you think Christopher Walken is an amazing actor with all this, these credits and stuff, and then you see the first one, Prophecy, I remember being good. I'm going to rewatch it. But then the sequels, like I've seen them, and it's like, what did he like owe somebody money? Like, what's going on here?
He might have done the movie to eat chicken on screen. He's like, you're gonna fucking let it roll, and I'm gonna do this thing I've been thinking about.
And, or it's like he just worked so because for a time he was in everything. Like it's like he just worked so much. He's like, I don't have anything to do on Wednesday.
Nothing
so I'm gonna
to
make
do,
a movie,
and I'm hungry. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance, make a movie, and eat chicken.
And you're gonna record it. And you're gonna pay me.
I don't know. Yeah, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead is my favorite fucking Christopher Walken movie. He's paralyzed. He's like in one of those things where you breathe and you can move forward in your wheelchair.
Lung? Oh,
no,
okay,
it's like kind of how Christopher Reeves was towards the end of his life. And he plays a mob boss. And Andy Garcia is in it.
What movie are you talking about?
Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah, and the way he fucking kills people or has people killed is called buckwheat.
Buckwheats.
They shoot you in the ass, up the
And
ass, and it takes you a long time to die. He's like,
Steve
love-
Buscemi's the guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mr.
he's the assassin.
Yeah.
And fucking what's his name? That's in America Me and a bunch of really great movies.
Sam Elliott.
Not Sam Elliott. Fuck is
Ted
his name?
Danson.
No, Ted Danson. Yeah, I wish. No, but Doc is in it. Christopher Lloyd. He plays a guy that's like has leprosy. His fucking fingers are falling off. There's a strange plot, implausible things about that movie. But basically, Christopher Walken is like, I love you. You get off scot-free, but your friends, fucking buckwheats.
Yeah.
Can't
See,
you just let him off this one time? Buckwheats.
Are you talking about
Fucking
Guy
buckwheats.
Forsyth?
Guy Forsyth.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in it. Andy Garcia's in it.
Yeah, it's great. I just haven't seen it in forever, man.
Yeah.
I do remember the Buckwheats, and I remember Steve Buscemi, and his name was Mr. Something.
Also,
Christopher Walken's good in everything. Reese.
Yeah.
Fairuza
Reese
Balk,
says Chris.
Veruca Balk is the girl that Andy Garcia ends up blowing the day off and hanging out with
speaking of big
instead of getting out of Dodge.
speaking of big smiles,
Yep.
we lose Curtis. Yep.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna eat some chicken.
Speaking of chicken, we got 2 viewers now.
All right.
We've successfully
What you
ran
got
everyone
for us?
off.
Well, they've already absorbed all they can about the really amazing Halloween movies we reviewed. I feel like you can make that exact face, Clint.
How's that?
Pretty good. Hey, look, Michael Myers is making the same face. Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, there was a bunch of stuff. What else I got here? Kate Beckinsale reveals. Well, I should wait till Curtis gets back.
Man, what do you think about that, Curtis?
Yeah. The Last Duel is not doing so well in the box office.
That's what I heard. They're calling it Knights of the Woke Table.
Really?
Yeah. Because
Weird.
it's like some kind of
Social
sort of-
commentary or
sort
something?
of fem whatever social commentary.
Oh, I mean, dude, it depends whose channel you're watching. Somebody's gonna say
Yeah.
it's to whatever.
That's
Somebody's
true.
I
I always applaud people that try to do a historical,
yeah, I want to see it in the
period
theater.
pieces.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
I'd
The
like to see
Last
it.
Duel, Curtis. Disney
Yeah,
film.
that seemed slightly interesting to me, but I don't know.
Game of Thrones meets The Handmaid's Tale.
I don't know. Like it just seemed like another, another.
It's Ridley Scott
Yeah.
movie. It's got
Yeah,
Ben
but
Affleck
his stuff hadn't been good for a while.
Affleck.
and Adam Driver's in it.
See, I back Adam Driver.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
He plays everything Adam Driver's in, even when he was in that hosting Saturday Night Live. He fucking plays it to the hilt, man.
Yeah, he doesn't mess
He
around,
goes-
dude. He's
He really goes for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it in the theater. I want to go. I want to see that. Even just so I can bag on it, I'm gonna go watch it, and if it sucks, I'll make a video that says, "Hey, this sucks." And
I
then
bet it's fine.
people will be like, "Clint likes everything except for that."
No, yeah, that's the thing. It'll probably be fine. But it just seems, I don't know, kind of seems
Do you
par for the course or something.
Do you think is it because Ben Affleck's a pretty boy, Curtis?
I didn't even know Ben Affleck was in it, or I maybe I'd seen the trailer.
He's-
It's another medieval movie.
he's
They're
the-
gonna fight each other.
he's
and
the
stuff
only-
like that.
In the online they show the first 4 minutes or whatever, and he's got a bowl cut. He's got Michael Stipe circa fucking 1983 fucking bowl haircut and like a really long goatee. Yeah, a really long goatee. He kind of looks like Matthew Lillard meets fucking Michael Stipe in fucking,
That sounds terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
he
that's-
fucking
that's-
watches this
that's mine.
someday and he comes at me, bro.
Way to give me nightmares,
Yeah.
Dustin.
Hope he comes at me, bro.
What else we got? Kate Beckinsale reveals she was hospitalized after getting injured while putting on a pair of leggings. Wow. Well, Kate Beckinsale, I wish you the best. I saved that article because I back anything that she does because she's one of my faves.
She's in a new show.
Even getting injured, putting on leggings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like,
Back,
dude,
whatever.
dude.
You could slip.
I would watch her mow the yard and be
Listen.
like, dude, this is great.
Well, there's
You could
not
be putting
video
on
of
one
it.
leg. You could be putting on one leg of some Lululemons and fucking slip on your fucking $10,000 fucking hardwood floors.
Yeah, she was in a hotel.
Yeah.
And she was putting on her $10,000 Lululemons. No, she was putting on her Lulus, and she was hunched over, and she felt something snap in her back. She described it as feeling like a guitar string in her back snapped, and she couldn't move and it was really hard for her to get a hold of somebody to help her. And then the paramedics showed up, and they basically had to put her on a sheet and pick it up and get her to a gurney with a sheet. And it was really hard for her to move. And so she just popped something in her, tore a tendon or something.
She ain't
So
what she
she's
used to
oldish.
be, ain't
Yeah,
what
she's
she
Not
used
to
to
not
talk
be.
getting any
shit.
younger. No, she's gorgeous. She looks amazing.
Look up the new thing she's in.
She looks fantastic. I've seen the first 2 episodes of it. I will tell you what it's called in a sec. But she said she wasn't she's like, I wasn't doing an action show where I'm running on walls or anything. I was just doing a dramatic movie, and so it was nothing stressful. I just happened to be bending over and it popped something. So
I was bending over thinking about werewolves, and
Yeah.
my back popped.
Hey Reese,
All right,
thanks for hanging out, dude. And thanks for chiming in. You made it fun, and we appreciate the input.
I love you, brother.
And we will get some better material for next week. We will try to improve this every week as we go. So we'll do
Bye, buddy.
we will do a what do we got?
Next
Okay.
week we got June.
We'll give
So-
you we'll give you this.
Flash, savior of the universe.
There you go. That's what you get. Reese, thanks for hanging out, dude. We'll see you next week. Reese.
Savior of the Grocery Show.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, yeah. So, hey, here's the thing I was going to tell you guys earlier. The show about... I completely saw a squirrel, forgot all about it. There's a show called Unnatural Selection, and it's a show about people using CRISPR and mixing certain DNA with this bacteria that will modify your DNA, and you could change your own DNA, and it's crazy. And it's called Unnatural Selection, and there's groups of people that are getting into this. This is usually some lab stuff, but like it's not illegal to do experiments on yourself like that. And you can get CRISPR, and it's not as complicated as you think. You're like and I mean that's how a lot of superheroes are made. But like you see people are like looking at certain things that are wrong with themselves, and then saying, "Hey, this organism's DNA, I can mix that with this CRISPR," and it fucking shoots it into their own DNA, and they're really like, some people say it's not dangerous. Other people say, hey, this is the wave of the futures.
Some people say it's bad. Bad.
So it's called Unnatural Selection. Watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a fascinating show, and it talks about a lot of things and it gives a lot of angles about it. Go ahead.
It's on Netflix. You said?
Netflix.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, Unnatural Selection on Netflix. I was really impressed with the show, and there's 4 episodes from what I remember, and I watched all 4.
So
Where
there's
Peter
a
Porker comes from, Spider Ham.
there was a Marvel documentary. I don't know. It's been I mean, even before Disney bought them, but it was talking about like how like real superheroes or something like that. And one of them is and they're interviewing these guys, and they're talking about the Hulk. And there's a virus that exists, like that you can inject, and it will allow you to have as much muscle mass as your DNA allows. Because your body puts in inhibitors to stop muscle growth, and it starts with
Because
an
I'm
M.
so swole.
Um, but
Because I'm on
well,
swole
so
patrol.
it's this virus stops the inhibitors, and whatever your DNA allows the amount of muscle mass for you to have, it allows you to have. They've done it on they showed some dogs and some mice that are fucking swole, like swole ass mice, and um bulls and stuff like that. Well, the guy's like, we made this, but see, that's the thing. So
This is the same thing that I'm talking about, is what you're talking about. They
Right.
do that. There's a frog, I think, that has that or something. And you take that DNA of a frog and you mix it with CRISPR, and it attaches that to your own DNA. It's like they've figured out they can get this bacteria to attach and reprogram your DNA, and it's weird. Somebody figured it out, and they're like, "This is the most groundbreaking thing ever." Anybody can get CRISPR, and so like if you do some experiments and extract some stuff from an animal like that, it's almost like, hey, cool, these animals can jump extraordinarily high. We'll just say a poodle. I'm gonna extract some DNA from a poodle, and then I'm gonna combine it with CRISPR and shoot it into myself. You might all of a sudden start morphing into a poodle, like kind of a thing, and that might be an extreme, example of what
Yeah.
that might be a little overdoing it, but it's kind of like that. And they were trying to do experiments with frogs, where they were taking what you're talking about, mixing it with CRISPR and injecting it into this other frog, and the other frog, and you could buy this experiment and do it, and and it comes with the frogs and all that, and you'll end up with this super muscular frog that ends up able to
That
carry
can fuck you up.
that can carry more, and this is like, hey, this is not for human use. This is for
Wink, wink, wink.
this is for frogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's nothing to stop a guy from just saying, okay, I'm gonna inject that into me. And now, like
There's
you were
this
saying,
squirrel you can like inject this stuff into, and it makes him have a giant wang. It's not for human use.
so finish. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Curtis. Though, what were you saying?
No, but the guy's talking about, he's like, I do like scientific research. This is not like popular science and blah blah blah. It's not out there. He's like, but I would be getting calls from people about this. They wanted this experimental virus that I have. He's like, and what's scary is, he was like, a lot of the calls were from high school football coaches. And it's like,
Oh, Jesus.
right? He's like, and but that's the thing. It's dangerous because the more muscle mass you have, the more body fat you burn. You have to have fat to survive. And if you don't have fat, your body eats muscle. Well, that's the inhibitor, that your
Yeah.
body eats the muscle. It breaks down muscle and eats it. But
Ketogenic.
with your DNA not allowing that to occur, you can like die of starvation unless you have fat on you, and like you can die. You die like you can die of starvation. So like it's you have
Also,
to
it
be
takes
constantly
way
eating.
more oxygen to
Right.
those
Yeah,
anaerobic
Mm-hmm.
chemical reactions in the muscles.
You have to be constantly eating, and have plenty of oxygen and all this stuff. Like it's not, just you're just buff and like walking around like super healthy. Like, no, that you like, if you're not constantly feeding those muscles, you're going to die. Like,
If you
And
guys
you would shit all the time.
if you guys get a chance to
Yes.
watch
With
this
that.
watch this series this week, it's fucking fascinating series. Like I
I'm
really
definitely gonna
enjoyed
check it out.
Yeah, and they talk about other things. There's other elements to the show too, where they talk about people that have certain diseases that could potentially be cured by this. But then there's also things that have been developed by drug companies, but they're priced so ridiculously that these families are like trying to get trying to get the approved through their insurance and stuff like that, and they can't. And then they're talking about CRISPR, and they're like, hey, is it time for people to go rogue and start inventing their own cures because drug companies are so off the chain? You know what I mean? And that's not what it's all about. But they do have little elements. They show several different cases of things, and some of them are just wacky science teachers that think it's like a science teacher that's doing it on the side and sending this out to people, and they have conventions and meetups, and this guy's like a celebrity with the
CRISPR community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good name for it. And so it's pretty interesting.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of flipper babies as a result of this.
And that's see, it's going to kind of bum me out when it gets to stuff like that. Like when we can be, people are priced out of fucking healthcare.
Yeah,
that's a whole different conversation. But is it people have to turn to stuff like this? It's cheaper to do it yourself. Healthcare, like we shouldn't live in a society like that. But that's my opinion.
And then there's also people that are kind of like frauds that are that are trying to get a name for themselves and develop this stuff. And you'll see, it's a really interesting show. So
yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. What else do we have in here? Anything else? Squid Game, scientists, creatures that don't need to breathe.
They have a creature like that. It's called they already have a creature. It's a bacteria-sized creature called a water bear. I think it's got 6 appendages. It can live in space, can live in lava, can live in oxygen-rich, oxygen-deprived environment. If it has no stimulation or anything at all, it goes into stasis and then can be brought out of stasis almost instantaneously. Yeah.
Yep. And so that's what's interesting too. Undead is a actual scientific term.
Yeah.
So the frozen bacteria or tardigrades or water bears, like those are considered undead. They're not living. They're not dead. And even a seed is something that is considered undead because it's not alive. It's not dead. It just takes some certain stimulus to get it back to life. So it's pretty neat that people are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Undead is an actual scientific thing.
I think it's so cool how quickly they can go in and out of stasis. The tardigrades, that particular entity or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
how many fucking space things are floating around out there?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's when you start
coming from a fucking, on a comet.
You start opening up mammoth bones and letting out bacteria and stuff. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing?
But hey, man, that shit's gonna get out there anyway. We might as well have somebody studying it, like instead of some some.
But
guy
it's
over there
not.
going,
It's down there, like kept away.
It's gonna
like
come
the
out
thing,
somehow.
like the thing.
Oh boy!
Imagine if we could have studied the thing in a controlled environment.
The swamp thing?
You don't control the environment; it controls you,
dude.
No,
I'm excited.
In a controlled environment.
I'm excited because June comes out next week.
What is that?
Dune,
right? Yeah, Sue's crunk on watching Dune. We're gonna check that out.
I'm
gonna watch
together.
It. I'm not sure how excited I am, nor am I sure how excited the rest of America is. I'm definitely going to watch it.
I've set a real low expectation. I expect to be impressed by it.
It's going to be
because
awesome.
I've been talking it down for so long that I'll probably be like, it is pretty good.
I'm seeing it the day after tomorrow. I got my ticket for Thursday night.
If I'm not bored out of my mind, I'm going to be happy.
I think Timothy Chalamet and the kid from Stranger Things ought to fight it out like Thunderdome style to see which one will survive.
I think
who will go on to play those parts. What's that?
Do you know? I was going to say I think everything should be fought out Thunderdome style.
Yeah.
And you know what makes me so happy? So I started using the term. I was like, it's just fucking Thunderdome, like all the time. Like if something's going crazy.
Yeah.
And my wife would use it, and she's like, "So what does that mean?" And I'm like, Okay, let's sit down and watch Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Like,
Master
and she's
Blaster
like,
runs
oh,
Bartertown.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
And then but then I had to watch it, and like whenever the part where Mel Gibson like meets the like wild children and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't remember any of this. I just
Yeah.
remember Thunderdome, like the little forest and
Master
stuff, and he's like,
Blaster.
We don't need another hero. Yeah. Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
and then the
Hell
little
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
he's so beautiful. He's
Yeah.
so, or what does he say?
Dude, did you guys watch Time Bandits when you were kids?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I lived that movie.
Yeah. I remember seeing Time
One of
Bandits
my favorite fucking movies.
and Legends right around the same time.
Legends is good. Too.
Legend, not Legends, but yeah,
Yeah,
Legend.
yeah.
Time Bandits is
So-
fucking great.
Let me ask you this, Clint, and Dustin. Have you seen the director? That's a Ridley Scott. Legend is a Ridley Scott. Have you seen the director's cut?
Uh-uh.
No, but I've watched a lot of videos about the director's cut of what's different.
It is not as fucking good. Like they cut out all the fucking badass music. That it's
Mhm.
like it's just because I bought that one and I thought it would have both versions, but it doesn't. And I'm watching it with my kids, and I'm like, "Where's the fucking, like awesome like epic music in there?" And
Yeah.
it's not. It's just a score, and then like other stuff happens. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like it's a bummer.
I do not remember that movie.
Oh,
that
it's
one's
great.
about it. That one's about getting the girl too. Fighting over
Absolutely.
a girl. I'm just Descendants, man. I'm about a girl. It's all. It's about sums
Yeah.
it up. Baby,
I mean,
baby.
you're right. That's most of life. Like, but
Yeah.
well, damn.
Hey, we got-
prove myself wrong.
We got some. Laura Mitchell says, "Dude, I was gonna say Time Bandits."
Yeah.
Laura, have you been here the whole time?
Time Bandits.
And funny enough that that was a trivia question I had earlier tonight.
Nice.
Nailed it.
What was the trivia question? Because I really like Sean Connery in Time Bandits.
What?
Sean Connery's in Time Bandits. He plays the Greek king.
I don't even remember. Dude, I haven't seen that movie since 1982.
He's
Kicking the
bad-
tree.
Yeah, he's badass in it. He plays the Greek king that saves the kid. And then the dude, the guy that plays the devil is fucking awesome.
Questions about movie with time in the middle?
Oh, nice.
What does that mean?
I guess.
Oh, I think that was the question.
Oh,
she
that was
got.
your question. I got you.
Time in the title.
Time in the title. I misread that.
Yeah, I love the Robin Hood. I think the Robin Hood one where he's like jolly good, and like Little John is there just like punching people.
Do you guys?
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you guys remember the pirate movie?
Yeah,
It was like the
Well, which
Pirates of Penzance, but it was called the Pirate Movie.
yeah.
And it had that.
No.
It had a guy that had really like Nigel-y,
Yeah.
curly blonde hair. He looks like the guy from the Blue Lagoon. And then it had another girl
It
who
might
was
have been Danny from Caddyshack.
who was another girl that was a famous actress in the early
Mhm.
80s that she was in a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Who the hell? What the hell?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I am the merry mortal of a modern major general.
Yeah, which that came from the
Wasn't-
Pirates of
wasn't-
Penzance, but I had never seen the Pirates of Penzance until I was in high school.
Yep.
And I go, oh, that's the song from the pirate movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
I am the pirate king. It is a marvelous thing to be the pirate king.
You're talking about Yellowbeard?
I'm talking about the pirate movie, and it had this girl.
Oh yeah, she's the girl. Remember when I told you she reminds me of Number 11?
Yeah.
She's like she retired, but I swear to God, you could remake every movie. Christy McCullough, I think her name is.
No, Christy McCullough is the astronaut who teacher who died.
Well, there's some kind of something. What's her name?
Christy
Misty
McNichol. It's Christy McNichol.
Christy McNichol. You could take any Christy McNichol movie. There was a movie with I think her and Scott Baio were there at summer camp. It was one of those formative movies that I watched as a kid.
Can you see that?
Yeah, take any Christy McNichol movie and put what's her
that
name?
the-
Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown could be in any Christy McNichol movie. There's
is that
actually
the-
blogs. There's actually blogs about that. I thought I was the only one that
Oh, really?
drew that parallel, but everybody's
It-
like, "Holy shit!"
This
Yeah.
is her.
Wait, is that? No, that's not the. I don't know who that is.
Christy
But it
McNichol.
does
She
look
was
like,
in a
it does
bunch
look
of.
like,
Bunch of movies.
Millie Bobby Brown. It does look like her.
She was in a
Dude,
Blonde.
pull the
That
one up
looks like
of the
Millie-
summer camp
Millie
movie she was in.
Blondie Brown. More like
Millie-
Millie Blondie Brown.
Talking about chlorophyll. Talking about borophyll over here.
Hey-yo.
Oh, what are you doing? The beakers.
Christy.
McNichol
We
summer
don't need
camp
another
movie.
hero.
Bang, bang, bang. Dude, the redhead from Fear Street is going to I think she's going to overtake all these cats that are from Stranger Things. I think she's #1 with the bullet. She's a good actress.
She is good. Yeah.
Yep, she was good in that. She's good in a lot of things. That kid that's in the new Ghostbusters that was in everything, I think
The
he's-
Stranger Things kid.
yeah.
Well, they
Uh,
need to get this new series. Like these kids are gonna be fucking 45 by the time they get the
Yeah,
like what else are they gonna do with these kids? Like some of them are gonna go through them growth spurts and be these fucking ogres,
Totally.
like going like,
Woo.
yes,
It's gonna
we
be
should
like
totally get to
it's
class.
gonna be like when Urkel's voice dropped. Do you remember that?
Did I
Yeah.
that?
Did I do that?
Like everybody doesn't age the same, guys. Like
No.
it's gonna be.
It's
I think
gonna
the
be
curly
like-
haired one with the curly haired one's gonna hit a growth spurt and be
Totally,
like,
dude.
"Brr."
It's gonna be like fucking head of the class where they're milking it for the last season.
That's funny. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Christy McNichol.
How many? We got 2 viewers.
What's cool
Good
is they
times.
keep revolving out.
Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
switching in and out. I'm gonna assume we got
Yeah.
We
We got
sold
Bob-
out.
Check out.
we got Bobby and Lauren
We
or
sold
Laura.
out.
Laura,
we
excuse
sold,
me.
Sold out this phone booth. Standing room only.
Yeah. So what are we
Dustin.
talking about next week?
Dustin, we don't need another hero.
Yeah.
She was
We
also.
just need another way home.
She was also. Whoa! I keep having sizing issues with it. She was also in Enola Holmes, but that's not the type of movies talked about here, though.
Hey, I would talk about that
I'll
movie.
talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you
Dude,
talking
Laura, go check out Chrissy McNichol. She was like the Millie Bobby Brown of her era. She's actually a really great actress, too. God, I wish
Was
I
she in
knew
it?
what that summer camp movie was.
Enola Holmes, while
Probably
searching
called
for
Summer
her
Camp.
while searching for her missing mother, intrepid teen Enola Holmes uses her sleuthing skills to outsmart Big Brother Sherlock and help a runaway lord. All right. Who's this that you're talking? Who's in that?
Hold on a second. It's called Little
Oh.
Darlings. Is the summer camp movie.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Totally gonna check that out, dude. Thanks. Let me write that
With
down.
Tatum O'Neal's in it.
Oh, okay.
It may-
Millie
it may
Millie
not-
Bobby Brown's who you were talking about.
Oh yeah, that's who's the doppelganger for Christy McNichol.
We'll let everyone be the judge of that right now. Oops, as I airdrop these photos.
We don't need another Christy McNichol.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown, just go home.
Oops, gotta do that one, that one, that one. I can see right now when she's not tanned. Yes, she looks like Millie Bobby Brown. All right, people. Let's see this. Let's see what you guys are talking about. All right.
He's gonna put up the Aussie clip.
I got whatever. Hold on.
He's gonna put up the Aussie clip. It's gonna be like, here you go. It looks just like Millie Bobby Brown, and it's fat Aussie going, "Hello there."
Oh yeah. Hello there.
That's her when she was younger and not super tan. Dang, she could be like Princess Leia today.
There.
So
That's
who's
her
this
a
boy?
little older. Whoa, you don't have to get all huge, Christy McNichol, taking up all the space. That's her, and then we got this.
I think you're picking bad pictures.
Oh, the top
Yeah,
one's
that
just
doesn't look.
top one works.
I don't know. Now you're.
That's Enola Holmes.
Yeah,
Wait, that's Kristen McNichol,
that's Christy McNichols right here.
but the other one's
Millie Bobby
Millie
Brown.
Bobby
Bobby
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah. See that now it looks. They look more different because you got that one looks like a little boy. It looks
Yeah.
like Waldo. It's like what's Waldo
Yeah.
versus Millie Bobby Brown.
That's pretty much what Maya Hawke is actually wearing in Stranger Things season 2.
Where's Waldo's shirt?
Yeah, they work at like a bullshit like Chips Ahoy ice cream. They basically work at like, the shitty ice cream.
Yeah. But Maya
Uh,
Hawke's not Millie Bobby Brown.
No, but Maya Hawke sort of wears a weird striped uniform like that. And
Okay, here I've got two good ones.
Was Christy McNichol in a Godzilla movie?
We got
no.
this is hold on.
Then Millie Bobby Brown wins.
Yeah.
This is Christy McNichol.
That looks more like her.
Yeah.
And then
You're just going to have to trust me.
this is Bobby Brown right here.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Snap it in depth.
Oh, Millie,
How?
my bad, wrong Bobby.
How dare you?
All right. The striped shirt picture is from when she was in Family. Yes, that's right.
Oh, Bobby.
Fast and the Furious 10.
Yeah.
It's called Family.
Family. I totally rickrolled them. Yes, I did. Oh yeah. Except I Bobby rolled them.
Bobby rolled. Just McNickled me.
So what are we talking about next week? I'm gonna pull the calendar up and look at next week. And see
Next
what-
week next week is our Sandworm week. We've
Oh,
got Dune versus Dune.
yeah.
Dune versus Dune. And
Versus-
also Beetlejuice
Beatle.
versus Tremors.
Beetlejuice and Tremors.
Yes.
These
So
Beatles.
Dune has sandworms. Beetlejuice has sandworms. Tremors has sandworms. We will be
And
talking about all things sandworms. If you've got some other
Mandalorian-
sandworms movies out there,
Mandalorian
at
has sandworms.
Yes, this is
They're
gonna be
done.
awesome.
Yep.
so go ahead and watch them. Be ready. I just bought the 6-disc set of Tremors on Amazon for like $15.
Yeah.
So,
You're a fucking
I'm-
legend, Curtis.
well, yeah.
It's a-
I'm a
6 discs of Kevin Bacon is a fucking badge of a real man.
Well, he's only in the first one, but
In spirit, he's
Yes.
only in,
Bert-
in spirit he's in
Bert-
all of them.
Bert's in like every single one of them.
Yeah.
But and apparently there's a 7th, so I'm a little bit behind, but
I
I'll
don't
catch
think
up.
I've
Don't worry.
seen or heard of the 7th one.
No.
Fair weather fan, Dustin.
I think that's in. Well, I haven't seen the sixth one either, so because they're fairly new. I think the seventh one is like they go to the Antarctic and the sandworms are under the snow or something. Ice worms, fucking ice worms.
It's like a fucking. It's climate change.
Yes,
Fucking
very much so.
Revenge of Tremors.
The one sandworm movie with Kevin Bacon, Laura Mitchell says, and that's true.
Yep.
If you have not seen Tremors, definitely check it out. It is worth a rent on Amazon, or it's probably streaming somewhere for free, I'm sure. But it's a classic and it's great. Definitely give it a shot. Y'all probably all seen Beetlejuice. If you haven't seen the original Doom, it's streaming on HBO Max. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clint. And the new one will be streaming on HBO Max.
I
the
don't know where
22nd.
it's streaming. I haven't looked it up yet, but I will soon.
I think it is.
Tremors.
And if not, it was like, where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. But the original Dune, I think, and let me check here, is streaming on HBO Max.
There's precious few movies with Sting in it. and
My
Dune is one of them.
We don't need another Sting movie. I don't. HBO Max is asking me if I want my horoscope. No thanks, dude. Get out of here.
Horoscope. Is that the thing I used to watch Clint's mother through?
Oh, Horoscope. Dude, my mom watches this show, Dustin. She would be.
I don't want this. Go away.
This is what happens when it gets this close to midnight. We just all start looking shit up. Hey, we're doing guys, we're doing a show.
Yeah, we're doing a show here.
All right.
I really like the way you lined all those up. You took a lot of time.
I did. And
except the Tremors. The Tremors doesn't line up very well, but I mean, that can be forgiven.
No, it does. Yeah, the new one is on HBO Max too, but no, must watch in an IMAX. Exactly right. It is. It's going to be out. It'll be out, I guess, Thursday night at midnight.
22nd.
Yep, 22nd.
Yeah, the original one is streaming on HBO Max right now, 1984 Dune, and the new one will be streaming the 22nd. Well, I guess the 21st at midnight. I don't want to lie to you, but its release date is the 22nd. So.
And if you get bored, you can also watch the episode of Mandalorian where he hangs out with the Tusken Raiders, and they have a giant sandworm in that too. So there you go.
What dragon? What do they call that?
What did I do? No one cares.
Something dragon.
Nobody cares.
That's the.
Is it worth watching the old one again beforehand? I would.
Probably not. But.
I would. I heard somebody talking about it, and they watched the new one, and they said they watched the old one before, and it actually helped because you kind of you get exposed to the whole mythos a little bit, and understanding the name of the different people and all that, and
the houses.
Yeah, it helps a little bit to do that. So I would recommend doing it. I'm gonna do it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow night before bed, and then the next day. I'm going to get up and do Answering for a Friend, and then I'm going to go see me some Dune.
Fuck yeah, man.
And if I want to say it in an English accent, I say June.
Do they say June?
June. June. Yeah, I'm going to see
June.
June.
Going to see June.
It's kind of a D-J-U-N-E. June. Yeah. June. I noticed. Hello, Clint. I saw June.
I love those.
It's kind of like the people say Houston.
Houston.
You know, I'm like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's how you say it. I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
You going to Houston, huh?
Yeah.
Dayton.
Dayton, huh? Yeah.
Dayton.
Dayton.
We're down to 2 viewers. Laura and Bobby, the two holding out the latest. We love you guys. Curtis is, he's
Bobby, you are an awesome
building.
patron. What would you like to hear about on this show?
Yeah, Bobby, what would you name something? Maybe we can talk about it next week, or the following. I mean, we're going to be doing, of course, we're doing Sandworm special, but
you know,
and Laura, we're taking requests. We'll get one from you too if you.
Laura, we like to go out. We like to go off on Jags all the time.
Fair. Okay. Good night, Laura.
We
We're
actually
we're out
hate it.
too. It's midnight. Time for us to
Yep.
go. Real quick, where are you watching from? Just so we know. Because it's always fun to know. Okay, cool, Bobby. Yeah, think about it. Get back to us, and we'll see if we can work it in. Because we're down for whatever. And Bobby, where are you watching from? Are you in Canada? Because I know you're friends with that James guy.
Pronounced Canada.
Canada. Okay, gotcha. L.A. Well, cool. Good night, Bobby. We will see you next time. Laura, we'll see you next time. Everybody else out there, thank you for tuning in. As usual, be sure to
Shoot yourself up with CRISPR.
ATX, Laura. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't shoot yourself.
With CRISPR.
Guys, subscribe if you get a chance. And here's our outro